Good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of Amity University, Haryana, I extend a very warm and cordial welcome to the distinguished delegation, Mr. Nishant Sarna, Senior General Manager, and Mr. Ashish Parmar, Senior General Manager, Powertrain Design from Maruti Suzuki India Limited. We are honored to have with us respected Vice Chancellor Professor Dr. P.V. Sharma, Pro Vice Chancellor Professor Dr. Vikas Madhukar, Professor Dr. Paras Chawla, Director, Amity School of Engineering and Technology, Head of the Departments, and distinguished faculty members and guests who are here today physically or virtually. I warmly welcome you all as we begin the formal proceedings of today's session. This gathering marks an important step towards strengthening academia-industry collaboration with a shared commitment to advancing sustainable mobility, environmental responsibility, and future-ready technological innovation. Today's interaction is not merely a meeting, but a platform to collectively explore solutions for air quality improvement, net zero pathways, biofuel research, and next generation mobility technologies. With this shared vision, we now commence the formal session. It is my privilege to invite a visionary academic leader whose contributions to higher education and research span more than 5 decades. Professor Dr. P.V. Sharma is a distinguished scholar with a PhD from University of Birmingham, UK, and has made remarkable contributions in mechanical engineering, energy technologies, and nanoscience. As the founder Vice Chancellor of Delhi Technological University and former professor at IIT Delhi, he has played a transformative role in building strong research ecosystems and innovation driven academic institutions. His leadership continues to strengthen global academic partnerships and research excellence at Amity University. May I now request our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Dr. P.V. Sharma sir, to kindly deliver the welcome address and share his vision for sustainable mobility and collaborative research. Over to you, sir.
What a great privilege and honor it is for a person like me to extend a very warm welcome to our visiting distinguished general managers from Maruti Suzuki India Limited. We are so much delighted to have you, Mr. Nishant Sarnaji and Mr. Ashish Parmarji. Both of you belong to an organization about which we are very proud of. We are very proud of Amity, of course, but we are proud of Maruti Udyog Limited as well. We know that Maruti Suzuki has made Mother India proud of its own contributions. They have made to the mobility engineering, to the automotive sector as a whole, and we are leading from the front in terms of keeping your competitiveness right, so that the lion's share of automotive industry is retained by Maruti. We're very much proud of you. We're proud of you, and we extend to you a very warm welcome on behalf of the entire Amity University Haryana community, on behalf of our Honorable Founder President, Sir, Dr. Ashok Chauhan, who has established Amity Education Group to provide to the nation and to the global community a research and innovation driven higher education system that would not prepare industry ready professionals, would contribute to cutting edge research and innovation that will make a difference in the life of the nation, both from the point of view of economic resurgence, but also ensuring that comfort, convenience, and capability of the nation remain in the forefront to create pride in India. And we are very happy to extend to you a warm welcome on behalf of our Honorable Founder President, who understand the value and worth of industry integration into the higher education system, and whose wisdom is guiding, in fact, the research and innovation university, Amity University within the country. Amity University Haryana is very proud to translate this vision of the founding fathers of Amity University, of research and innovation driven university with a strong industry integration and global outlook as the feature of our work. A warm welcome to you on behalf of my Honorable Chancellor, Dr. Sim Chauhanji also, who is an inspirational leader, who is a global leader in terms of higher education, who knows where we are and who knows where the world is heading to, and understand the integration of technology and our partnership with the industry to co-create the bright future for our nation and for the community, humanity community around the world. We extend to you a warm welcome on behalf of the Honorable Chancellor of our university. I extend to you a warm welcome on behalf of my learned faculty members present here in good numbers. Each one of them is equally excited to have you here because our partnership and our dialogue with you today would pave the way for understanding what we can do for each other and pool our capabilities of research and innovation and our mindset to, in fact, move the mountains in respect of mobility engineering, the domain to which, of course, Maruti Suzuki itself belong to. We have keen interest in this area because we believe this is the area in which we can integrate all advancement of science as well as technology into something that today we call automobile. It's no longer mechanical engineering alone. It's not just material engineering or metallurgy. It is not just manufacturing. There is a whole lot of integration of advancement that we make today in the applied sciences and engineering and all branches of engineering, contributing to the movement in the direction of tomorrow's mobility engineering, to which Maruti Suzuki is doing such a great job. We are also, I extend to you a warm welcome on behalf of my youngsters, some of them present here. I'm sure they are equally excited because they know that the new India is in the making and the contribution that we make from our university in terms of the future ready manpower as well as cutting edge technology and path breaking innovation will have a much bigger contribution to make to the creation of the new India of our dream. And we are integrating their enthusiasm and interest into research and innovation at undergraduate, postgraduate, as well as research level, and providing to them an environment by which they are in a position to keep their head high while trading and transacting into a world which will be heavily dominated by the path-breaking advancement of science and technology tomorrow. I'm equally delighted to have you here because we, as I said in the beginning, we are very proud of Maruti. The name itself inspires tremendous amount of respect and confidence in the minds of every single Indian, no matter whether he is here in India or abroad. But you are also, in fact, a company which has proved to the point that considering the interest of our own nation, you are in a position to retain your loin market share despite such a global competition that has taken place in the world of automotive industry. You broke the barriers, of course, of the fuel efficiency. I remember when I graduated in engineering at that time, our ambassador car was giving not more than 7 or 8 kilometers per liter. And suddenly comes Maruti in 1985-86, where you start saying that you will get 22 kilometers or even more per liter. So jumping straight away from 7 and 8 to 22 itself was a miracle of the kind that happened. Today, I'm sure you must be talking of 32, maybe tomorrow 42. I'm desirous of seeing one day that you would say, I have a car which will run for 100 kilometers per liter of the fuel that we. So fuel efficiency, of course, has been one of the. But you also brought a lot of colors on the road. Earlier, it was only white and black color cars that we had in India, and suddenly comes variety of colors, the colors of divine descending on the roads of India, and the new technology. In fact, the power steering became a phenomenon, the front wheel drive became a phenomenon, and you had a car that was so intelligent, so good that every Indian loved it so much. We are very proud of you, the way you have developed the first avatar of Maruti into the most latest automobile that are moving on the roads of India today or being exported to very many countries abroad. And all this must have happened because of the tremendous amount of integration of the advancement of science and technology in variety of engineering areas into the domain of design, development, conceptualization, and also thereafter preparing to the best of your ability the vehicles that will not only be good in terms of mileage but also reliability and quality of the product itself and the kind of supply chain that you have set up and the after sales service with satisfaction that you have set up. All that has created tremendous amount of actually a case study which other automotive industries may be desirous to do. Be in the university system, understand the value and worth of working in collaboration with our industry because we believe that the advancement today that we make in terms of whole lot of engineering and technology and applied sciences are of direct value to the industry and our partnership and cooperation could translate in fact this work, actually, the advancement that we carry out in our labs and our centers, research centers, into direct development actually for the benefit of our industry. So we are very proud of you to have here in my own Amatic University. We are paying a lot of attention to material science and technology, a whole lot of engineering design and conceptualization, analytical aspects of design, but also we are paying a lot of attention to artificial intelligence and machine learning and the way it is being integrated into the automotive industry. Cars today are not just mechanical devices. They have a whole lot of electronics and sensors and intelligence embedded into it. And tomorrow's car would, of course, have hundreds of chips guiding us not only to achieve the best out of the car, but also to give us intelligence to trade and transact and move it on the roads of India, which itself would be far more intelligent than they are today. And that is why the futuristic understanding of our automotive industry that we possess in our university today is going beyond the fuels and combustion to the domains of new materials, to the integration of a whole lot of advancement that we make in artificial intelligence and machine learning, and tomorrow, in fact, quantum computing, and how that can be integrated in a manner that our car is much more than what it is today in terms of the service that it provides with reliability, with quality, and at the same time keeping, of course, the entire competitiveness in a manner that we are able to say this is the very best one value for money that we produce. So in that sense, we would be very happy to work with you. In fact, from our university, in my own audience here, are people who are working in biodiesel area, who are working in green hydrogen area, those who are working in nanoscience and technology and new materials and structured materials. Very strong group we have in artificial intelligence and machine learning, and they are looking at how this can be integrated much more on the roads of Delhi as well as in the vehicles that we produce tomorrow to, in fact, create in India, in fact, an automotive engineering ecosystem by which you are able to lead the world and provide to the world the most modern cars as well as the vehicles that will, besides ensuring actually fuel mileage, it will also be giving you the greatest reliability and safety features. We are also looking at the futuristic development in automotive engineering from the point of view of a whole lot of development that is taking place today in electrical vehicle technology that is going to be a major actually area tomorrow when as you move because of the increasing pressures of air quality and environmental sustainability. But we are also looking at that the heavy vehicles and all other areas would also be driven by the hydrogen fuel cells as well as maybe tomorrow hydrogen itself. In fact, from our own university, we have filed a patent whereby we are saying that hydrogen could be kept in a bottle like this at room temperature. So liquid hydrogen at room temperature, if it becomes a reality, you would be in a position to carry a small bottle like this and go from here to Chennai without any necessity of refueling on the way because the power of hydrogen is much stronger. Our trouble at the moment is that we are liquefying it at minus 257 degrees centigrade. If we can do it at room temperature, you would have performed more than a miracle. So that's the kind of technology. I'm also desirous to see, in fact, cars which would require no battery tomorrow. Your cars will be moving on the road without any need for battery or battery replacement. Your meter in the house would be paying for the mileage that you cover, and your motors on the tomorrow's Maruti would be run with the electricity coming without bias onto the car itself directly. That kind of futuristic technology, they're not very far. Maybe it may take another 5 years or more. By 2030, you would begin to see the wireless transmission of electricity becoming more of a reality. So keeping those kind of vision, but at the same time, how will I design and develop and integrate the technology into the car beyond the GPS system that I already have, whole lot of intelligence that I bring in to cut down the pressure of pollution as well as in fact increasing the reliability and safety remains as the hallmark of our activity. We understand that this is an area in which we could do wonders, not alone, but in partnership with our corporate and our industry. And nothing could be better than working with someone who had decided to establish the very first factory nowhere other than in Gurugram. And you have a very strong presence in Gurugram here. What could be better than Amity University Gurugram and Maruti Udyog Limited here, or Maruti Suzuki as it is called now, working together in areas of common interest. With these words, may I extend to you a warm welcome for your taking out your precious time to visit our university and spend your whole lot of quality time with us to thresh out what can be done together and how we can create a better world in terms of automotive engineering in our own nation and allow Mother India to keep its head high by keeping the lion's share of mobility engineering in favor of industries which have grown taller on the soil of India. Maruti, of course, is the finest example in that respect. So thank you so much for taking your time out for our university on my personal behalf and behalf of the entire Amity University, Haryana fraternity. I extend to you a very warm welcome for your visit. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir, for those inspiring words and setting the direction for today's engagement. It is now my honor to introduce Professor Dr. Vikas Madhukar, an accomplished academic leader and strategic thinker specializing in finance and strategy. With over 25 years of experience in academic leadership, research, and institutional development, he currently serves as Pro Vice Chancellor and leads innovation, incubation, and entrepreneurship initiatives at Amity. A mentor for change under Niti Aayog's Atal Innovation Mission, he has guided scholars, supported startups, and contributed extensively to curriculum innovation and academic transformation. His leadership continues to strengthen industry collaboration and future ready education. May I now invite Professor Dr. Vikas Madhukar sir to address the gathering.
Thank you very much, Dr. Shweta. And once again, on behalf of our Honorable Founder President and on behalf of our visionary Chancellor, Dr. Asim Chauhan, on behalf of senior leadership team at Amity University Haryana and the entire Amity University Haryana fraternity, I am delighted to extend a warm welcome to Mr. Nishant Sarna and Mr. Ashish Parmar, Senior General Manager from Maruti Suzuki. Just before coming to the hall, we all were chit-chatting while we were there on VIP lounge about. I was mentioning about the association of our university, especially the association of business school with the Maruti Suzuki, which is quite old. As rightly pointed out by the Vice Chancellor, that how Maruti Suzuki has just turned around the complete automobile industry, not only industry, but has significantly contributed to the uplifting the face of India as a country in the global automobile market and also contributing into economic development. And we all witnessed that it was the Maruti Suzuki which first came in 84, and then subsequently the other automobile company, they have started coming and setting up their factories here in Gurgaon, and gradually this Gurgaon has become a largest automobile hub, not only of Asia but of the world. And all credit goes to the contribution of Maruti Suzuki. Vice Chancellor has highlighted that how the Maruti 800, when it was first launched, and it was so admired by the customers, and later on, after liberalization, we have seen the entry of large number of foreign company, and the product life cycle has shrunk to a great extent. There was technological upgradation changes, and with all through his journey, still the Maruti Suzuki emerges as a very strong player in the Indian automobile industry, having the largest market share, and I believe is the first choice among the Indian customer. Right, I my first car was Maruti 800, my second car was Maruti Wagoner, my third was Maruti Desire. Now I am driving Maruti XL6, and I think the next car which I will buy will again be Maruti, and that is kind of trust and dependability which the Maruti Suzuki is able to establish in the heart and mind of the Indian citizens. And kudos to Maruti Suzuki contribution. Let's have a big round of applause to their contribution. And we all know that selling a product is not so simple. When we use a product, we look at different perspectives. And as a marketing professor, when we define a product, we define that a product is a bundle of attributes. Right. So while I look at the car, a bundle of attribute, it has a lot of attribute. It is not only directed towards satisfying the transportation need of people, but it is much beyond that. Right. While we are looking at a car, there are a lot of challenges. Right. When the manufacturer is manufacturing car, because it is looking at a 360-degree perspective. So one side, the consumer wants the latest technology, consumer wants affordability also, the consumer wants dependability also, the consumer wants mileage also, consumer wants the low maintenance also. So there are lot of aspect, and most importantly, you know, right now we all feel the heat of when the grab 4 is introduced and we are not able to drive our car outside because the car is going to contribute the pollution in the environment. Then the environment sustainability again is a challenge, and with all, the product is also required to meet the global benchmark. So all these challenges, I think the Maruti has successfully integrated, incorporated, faced, reduced, and delivered to the customer. And this is why we have seen a lot of product innovation since the launch of first Maruti 800 till we have different variant of Maruti, and virtually now Maruti is present in almost all important segment, right beginning from segment C, the entry level segment, to the luxury segment. And this is how the technology, the R&D, the innovation plays an important role. The agenda of this particular session is very clear, where we are here to discuss and deliberate on the mutual area of common interest. Sir, let me quickly brief you about our university. The Vice Chancellor has talked about the DNA of the university, which is research and innovation, and this is how the Amity Education Group is known. And our testimony is evident by virtue of the kind of research output which has been produced by the Amity in terms of not only the publication but also in terms of the patent which has been delivered, the patent which has been commercialized, the important research which has been done, and overall research and education at Amity Education Group is completely aligned with the national and international priority. And this is the reason that Amity is now pursuing the quantum mission, we are pursuing the AI mission, we are pursuing the semiconductor mission. So all everything has been aligned. Right now, we had seen AI Impact Summit, which was the first kind of global summit organized by the government. But a year before, the Amity has launched Mission AI for All, and under Mission AI for All, we have introduced large number of courses, not only in a tech area but also in non-tech area for a student. And we have instituted the capacity building program so that we should be able to equip our faculty in the understanding and usage of AI. We have organized a very big conference on AI. The theme of the conference was the AI adoption opportunity and challenges, where we tied up with Google India as an industry partner, and also with the Indian Electronic and Cellular Association of India, which primarily work very closely with the MIT. So there we had deliberated a lot on AI, and my point is that the what Amity is doing, the Amity is thinking. It's a very futuristic approach. Before this Viksit Bharat 2047, our founder has laid down a vision to make India knowledge superpower through education, research, and the first Amity Education Institution. Now we have a large number of universities. As far as this university is concerned, was established in 2010, and currently we have a 108 program, and we have close to 40 disciplines in which these programs are offered. And we have a PhD program also. About 1,050 students are enrolled in PhD program, and we have about 6,000 students enrolled in our UG and PG program. So this university is truly a multidisciplinary university. And the vice chancellor was mentioning that while we are looking at an engineering area, within engineering we are looking at one stream. We are not looking at one stream in isolation, but now there is an interdisciplinary aspect, and the one area is very much complementing and adding value to other areas. So this is a synergy of different discipline, So we not only look forward for association in tech area, but also in non-tech area. We have earlier association. There's a senior officers from Maruti Suzuki. They are already the part of our various boards. They keep coming in different conference. Large number of our students from different programs. They are already working in Maruti Suzuki. Many of them have reached at middle level and senior level position. So looking at the vibrant community of 7,000 students and the vibrant community of around about 500 faculty scientists, we really feel that there is a huge opportunities to synergize into various area where mutually we can align ourselves. And as I was reading the mission of Maruti Suzuki, which also emphasized on continuous improvement in the product and research development. So I think the philosophy is very much aligned, and we really look forward to have a very fruitful discussion today. And we seek for your kind guidance and counsel of advice that how to move forward. So with this few words, I once again extend a very warm welcome to you today. Thank you so much.
Indeed, happy to add that we have 117 R&D projects currently being pursued within our own university, funded for a tune of about 50 crores of rupees by various government agencies and organizations, including the consortia projects which are currently going on with Spain, with European Union, and also with South Korea and Germany. And we also have our partnership and consortia project working in partnership with IIT Delhi and IIT Roper and also other leading universities and institutions, including JNU, or India Medical Institute, and Indian Institute of Science. So we have created, in fact, a research ecosystem whereby not alone, but together with the very best universities within the country and abroad, we are in a position to engage ourselves in areas that matter for today as well as tomorrow. I should have mentioned one more aspect, really speaking. We are looking at India of tomorrow. And we are looking at India of tomorrow with so many vehicles that you would be amazed to see. When I went for my own doctorate to Birmingham at that time, every house, everybody was having pride and saying, I've got more than one car in every house. Today in India, you have more than 2 or 3 cars in every house. And tomorrow this number will go up further. Question is, what do you do with the cars which have been used? So circularity and circular economy, if it developed along the side of automotive engineering advancement, would be equally important. What do you do with the used batteries? What do you do with the used cars and engines and their components? So that area also requires new science and new technology which will support the cause of circular economy, which in my opinion will also dominate tomorrow as one of the very important aspects, so that the pressure on the materials and natural resources can be cut down to bare minimum. So we will use our artificial intelligence and machine learning and design tools to understand how to design for circularity, how to design that in a manner that we are in a position to achieve the target of circularity much more efficiently at a affordable cost. That aspect will also be.
Thank you, sir. So I thank Dr. Vikas Madhukar, sir, for his inspiring overview and institutional insights. We now move to a brief felicitation ceremony as a mark of respect and appreciation for our distinguished guest from Maruti Suzuki India Limited, whose presence today signifies the strength of industry-academia partnership. I request the dignitaries to kindly felicitate Mr. Nishant Sarna, Senior General Manager, Maruti Suzuki India Limited. I request the university dignitaries to kindly felicitate Mr. Ashish Parmar, Senior General Manager, Powertrain Design, Maruti Suzuki India Limited. Thank you for honoring us with your presence. We now proceed to an important academic and collaborative segment of today's session. It is my privilege to introduce Dr. Paras Chawla, Professor and Director of Amity School of Engineering and Technology and Amity Institute of Information Technology. With over 22 years of experience across academia, research, industry, and administration, he has been instrumental in driving innovation-led education and institutional growth. Holding a PhD from Thapar University and advanced specialization in artificial intelligence and machine learning, through programs with Purdue University and IBM, Dr. Chawla has successfully led major accreditation initiatives, including NBA, NAC, EBET, and NIRF framework. With more than 120 research publications and multiple patents, his work focuses on artificial intelligence, advanced communication systems, and robotics with strong real world applications. May I now invite Sir to present the overview of assets research.
Thank you, Dr. Shweta, for briefing about me. Oh, respected Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor P.V. Sharma ji, Dynamic Pro Vice Chancellor, Professor Dr. Madhukar, esteemed Dr. A.K. Singh, Senior Vice President, Dr. Neeraj Sharma, Deputy Director General, Ms. Harjinder Kaur, Additional Director from Amity University, Noida, from representing FCTA, distinguished delegation from Maruti Suzuki, led by Mr. Nishant Sarna and Mr. Ashish Parmar, respected directors, HODs, my colleagues, and researchers, and all the students sitting here. A very good afternoon to all of you. So it is my privilege on behalf of entire engineering, technology, and sciences fraternity at Amity University, Haryana, to present our research profile and key achievements. So before I begin, let me briefly outline the structure of this particular presentation for more clarity. The presentation is divided into two sections. In the first section, I'm just taking 4 to 5 minutes that I will present that overview of the specific engineering, technology, and sciences research profile and achievements related to that one and various projects that are coming under that one. In the second part, which is the major section, that includes that 5 identified areas. One is that air quality impact assessment, the net zero roadmap, biofuels and green energy, future mobility solution, and automotive efficiency framework. So these 5 areas I am covering in that second section. So I am privileged that our technical mentor, Professor P.V. Sharma ji, and management mentor, Professor Dr. Madhukar, all the automotive intelligence and sustainable research cluster members and core environment scientists are either joined here in offline mode or in that online mode, and on basically working on that these 5 research identified areas which is given by that Maruti Suzuki team earlier deliberations. And whenever that time allows, I request all that
researchers to intervene in between if it is required, that in the 5 areas that collaboratively that particular presentation is prepared. So looking at the time constraint, that we can move quickly in that second section, sir. So Amity University, Haryana, in just 15 years has evolved in a multidisciplinary research ecosystem, integrating engineering, applied sciences, life sciences, and translation AI and its allied research areas that we are working. So today, as our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Sir, Dr. Madhukar, Sir, have mentioned that 977 active research scholars, and we have awarded 373 PhD degrees, reflecting our strong doctoral research culture. In terms of funded projects, AU has secured 107 extramural R&D projects worth 49.22 crore. Along with that, 76 consultancy project that values 5.34 crore. We have successfully completed 75 major R&D projects, and currently 861 projects that are worth 574 crore have been submitted, 57.4 crore, demonstrating our expanding research ambition. Innovation and intellectual property remain a key strength, with 327 patents filed and 243 patents published and 80 copyright in our credit. So academically, if we are talking about that, publication records 1,065 books and book chapter with 8274 total research publication we have. Out of that, 3,563 are in that Scopus indexed. Further, if I talk about the citation factors, that is more than 43,000, and institution Scopus index, H index is 80. So in just 15 years, AUH built a strong globally visible research profile, and this form foundation for our advances in R&D. So moving on, research projects. So this momentum in funded research is not incremental. It reflects escalating national confidence in AUH capability to lead ambition solution-driven scientific program. Same with that of the publication record, that year-wise that number are going to be improved, and it is expanding its global academic footprints across multiple high impact factor journals. That includes that Lancet journal, where we have total 5 papers are there, articles are there having the impact factor 88.5. So moving on, the patent filed.
We say this clearly, year 2025 has been a year of miracle for our university. 5 papers, each of 88.5 impact factor, have been published by the scientists of our university in Lancet. 5 papers, each of 88.5 impact factor in a single year, I think is a record of that kind. Any university in the country would love to have it. And we are very proud of the contribution that has been made by the scientists in this respect. Go further.
Moving on, at AUH, innovation does not stop at discovery. We actively convert research into protected technology. In IPR activity, we are doing very well. Our Honorable Vice Chancellors have already briefed that 327 patents that we have already filed. Out of that, 243 are published. Same is with that of the Center of Excellence. So right now, we have our 20 Center of Excellence that's spanning from that ocean atmospheric science, bioenergy, antibiotic resistance with ICMR, big data and computational biology, robotics and AI, and air pollution control. So AIUH integrates technology, environment, and sustainability to address challenges that are both national priorities as well as their global priorities.
Monitoring station well within our own university for air quality monitoring. And we have our collaboration with NASA, in fact, for aerosol research. NASA Aeronet is mounted in our university buildings here. And I'm very happy to share that the quality of air that we have within the campus is at least 3 or 4 times better than what you would have in Gurugram or NCR of Delhi. We're very proud of the work which we are doing in the area of environmental sustainability and a whole lot of analysis associated with it. Go further.
Thank you very much, sir. So our presence in that Stanford, elsewhere, top 2% scientist list. So total 8 researchers are there, including our Dean Research, who is among that 0.001 percentage category in that biotechnology domain. And in engineering and technology, that one Professor Dr. Sujit Dalalji, who is doing very well in that area of that artificial intelligence and computer science engineering related areas. So we have 7 crore worth high-tech equipment from that MIT funds are available under that Center Instrument Research Facility at AUH. So moving on, related to that automotive intelligence and sustainable research cluster mentor, Professor P.V. Sharma ji. So it is a matter of great pride that our autonomous intelligence and sustainable research cluster is mentored by Professor Dr. P.V. Sharma ji, a pioneer in turbo machining research, renewable energy system and biofuel innovation, whose center rotating axis compressor works at IIT Delhi set benchmarks in advancing population engineering. Further, his visionary leadership in CO2 capture, hydrogen and biodiesel conversion technology, solar thermal power, and India's first hybrid and solar vehicle initiative provides us with a powerful foundation to drive sustainable mobility and green automotive transformation at asset AUH. So under his mentorship, this cluster is not just pursuing research, we are shaping future-ready carbon neutral automotive technologies aligned with national missions and global sustainable goals.
You can go further. In fact, people take vice chancellors already seriously, so you can go to the next one. Yeah.
Thank you. So moving on, that these are that some automotive intelligence and sustainable research clusters that we have. So our automotive intelligence and sustainable research cluster brings together expertise spanning from that AI ML, then further Geo AI, then machines, electric vehicles, computer vision and image processing, that all team members are working in that particular direction. Similarly, that if we are talking about that our core environmental scientists, so they are working in that different domain that includes that environmental pollution and climate modeling, then green technologies and vehicular emission pollution control, bioenergy, biofuels, air pollutant aerosol variability, and biofuels and biodiesels that Dr. Kumar Gaurav is working in that particular area. Further moving on, that in that particular area, one of that book that is going to be introduced in that March 2026, that is related to that smart cities of AI, robots and autonomous vehicle, the vision of 2030, which is Scopus indexed book elsewhere. Along with that, my co-author Dr. Shubham Mahajan. So we have covered that all that aspects of smart cities with the prospect of artificial intelligence, then further that urbanizations, smart home, and even agriculture and environment and climate intelligence, all that things are covered in that particular book. So moving on further quickly on that of DRDO projects and Ministry of Earth Sciences project. So we have total 3 projects that are running in that geospatial AI, which is specifically for that you can say based a spatial decision support system, in which that is preferred for that of a disaster management early detection. So one is with that DRDO in collaboration with that IIT Ropar and IIT Patna. Similarly, the other project is awarded by Ministry of Earth Sciences, that is also in collaboration with that IIT Ropar. And third one is that project again with that of Ministry of Earth Sciences under that ICSSR, Social and Human Sciences category. So these three projects that we are working in that show our dominance in that geospatial AI area. Similarly, some of that our researchers are working in that image processing, specifically for that glacier melt and all these areas. And some of that professors that we are working on that image processing, specifically for that of medical application parts. Thank you. This is the first phase of that particular presentation, which show that profile of our things. Now quickly move to that of the second section of that things. The total 5 areas that were identified earlier. So
on your initiative, your initiative, or probably directly made on the initiative of yours.
So, with the permission of that Honorable Vice Chancellor, sir, so total 5 areas that were identified earlier due deliberation in 5 to 6 months, some of that meetings were held, and total 5 areas that were identified, and we have started working on that one. So all that presentations we are going to show here, that is showing our prospect. So whatever that the version of that Maruti Suzuki on later on, that what need to be added in that one, or that in sync one, that once that presentation is over, that we do that due deliberation and move further for that how we jointly work in this particular domain. So as the time is constrained, so I am more focusing on that these 5 area, just showing the glimpse of that one, not exactly because that we have a little time. So regarding that one in later stage, that we can start that deliberation, sir. So our approach is very clear. We are not only studying pollution, we are integrating measurement, modeling, and mitigation into one unified system. So all these 3 aspects we are going to cover in that our first spatial decision support system for that air quality, that not only that measures the things, monitor the things, it also mitigate that the complete solution that we are going to provide in this research. So if I talk about that motivation and channel key challenges, so despite multiple policy, NCR continues to experience several PM levels. So one key issue is that real road level evidence linking specific traffic zones to pollution spike is limited. So also non-exhaust emission are rising, especially in cleaner engine areas, and yet they are under managed. So our project directly address these operational gaps. So if I talk about that the goals and objective, so our goal is to build a city-ready deployable framework, not just as academic model. We aim to quantify real auto sector contribution, deploy low-cost mitigation devices, then validate impact scientifically, and then create a scalable decision support platform. So this will be designed specifically for that Delhi NCR region at earlier stage that we are looking for, and can be later on expanded for that other smart cities. So if I talk about that the literature landscape, so globally many studies exist, AI prediction, then mobile monitoring, and further dispersion modeling, but these efforts remain fragmented. So no system integrates sensors, AI plus hardware intervention, impact validation into a closed loop operational framework. So this is the core gap we are addressing in this particular problem statement related to that air quality monitoring and mitigating that effect. So if I talk about that research gap, so we have identified 5 critical gaps in that particular area. That includes that measurement and mitigation are disconnected, no persistent road level causal validation, then no exhaust PM under managed, and higher emitter not operationally target. Further, another research gap that is we have identified that is related to that limited use of causal impact method. So if I talk about the novelty of this particular work, so that is the integration of the first time sensors plus AI plus geospatial layer, vehicle side retrofit technologies, then further vehicle side retrofit technology, along with that one ambient micro scrubber, then casual impact validation. And further that all through a spatial decision support system, we are ensuring all these things just with the help of that image processing of in a real-time stages. So if I talk about that sensor-based monitoring framework, so we are deploying a fused monitoring architecture that measures tailpipe PM, ultrafine particles, then brake dust, road dust, VOCs and gases, traffic density, and metrology, which is usually taken the data resolution up to 100 meters spatially and 5 to 15 minutes temporarily. This creates a annual pollution gap not in a city average. So in a specific region that we are targeting of, so this particular image will clear that the complete concept that we are thinking of. So we have identified various sensors, not only that gaseous sensors, we have identified that PM 2.5, PM 10 sensors, and further that some of that sites that we have identified where that the large number of pollutions are there includes that Maruti Udyog and Kalindi Kunj. These are the some of that areas that we have identified. So with the help of that spatial decision support system, we have mapped and monitoring all the things. So once that deployment of all these things are there, so we have next working on that mitigation of these effects. So the complete AI plus geospatial SDSS architecture, our AI engine performs emission attribution, then hotspot detection, then intervention site selection, and further before and after validation using causal interference. So now moving to that of the mitigation technology, which is that last part. So it is divided into two parts. One is that exhaust and non-exhaust. So basically we are working on that low cost clip on electrostatic perceptor, retrorate modules, and further predictive maintenance and AI integration that we have included. And for that non-exhaust mitigation, so we are also focusing on that brake dust capture system and road dust suppressor. And further that non-exhaust PM may account for up to 50% on more in modern vehicles. So this is a critical area where in industry, academia collaboration can be generate impactful solution. So basically that if we are talking about the scenario here, so this is that scenario that we are thinking of, that some of that mobile application through that one, that DSS system is there, that is available for that the public persons, the government persons, traffic controllers, and all these things are there. And once that a particular vehicle, that like BS4 vehicles, so that such type of pollution is there, it will give that reading, and accordingly that exhaust and non-exhaust sort of a pollution that are removed through that tailpipe electrostatic perceptor, as well as that that dust scooter that we are using. So this is that smart AI enabled system that we are using. Like if we are talking about that tailpipe, so monitoring and predictive maintenance algorithms we are going to apply. Then further for that brake dust shield is provided. And similarly for the tire sensing and analytics control, we are taking into care of that using of the various algorithms that are involved in that one. So all these system integrates that cloud-based computing or controls, and further that predictive analytics and system information that we are covering in that one. So basically, if I conclude that the first part of that 5 identify area, so that provides a complete practical industry-ready framework combining engineering, AI, and environmental science. So these three that we are targeting of. So with that Maruti Suzuki collaboration, we can conduct a pilot validation on selected vehicle fleet and road corridors, generating India-specific evidence for scalable mitigation. And now, with your permission, I will move to the next identify area, which is related to that of net zero transition framework. So here we are going to focus not the theoretical decarbonization, but a plant level, AI driven and financially viable roadmap tailored for large OEM like Maruti Suzuki. So if I talk about that research framework overview, so automotive plants and energy intensive ecosystems, welding lines, then further paint shop, compressor, HVAC, robotics, and all operating at high load. So we are working in that one. If I talk about the challenge in that particular area, so it rising energy cost, then further carbon compliance pressure, then scope 3 complexity, and then technology uncertainty in hydrogen and storage. So these four are the challenges that we are going to cover. So in order to just covering these area, so we have defined some of that strategic objectives in that one. So our framework is built on four pillars. One is that emission quantification, then renewable integration, then low carbon mobility transition, which includes that EVs, hybrid and biofuels. Further that decision support system, which tell about that 2030, 2050 and 2070 pathways. And so basically this creates a structured, measurable transition roadmap that we are preparing by covering these four frameworks that we are considering in that one. So what is that new for that MSIL, Maruti Suzuki India Limited? So most of that literature works a national or macro scale. So our proposal is plant specific. We integrate real production load data, then renewable optimization aligned with robotic operation, further AI based scope 1 to 3 dashboard, and risk adjusted investment modeling, and implemented a digital twin sustainability governance. We are going to cover in this way. So our research foundation, if I talk about, so we have analyzed 16 plus years of global literature part to cover this second area, net zero. So covering that life cycle assessment, LCA, green hydrogen and energy optimization, carbon pricing, storage economics, and what is the missing is OEM level real-time digital integration. So that is where our framework advances beyond existing studies. So these are that some of that identified gap that we have noted down. No integration decarbonization model for automotive plant is available. No uncertainty aware financial modeling. Then further limited hydrogen application study in OEM context. Further no digital twin based carbon governance system. Similarly, if I talk about that energy audit and AI optimization, so the first step is that plant level energy intelligence we are going to provide, where we have proposes IoT smart meters, then load profiling, power quality analysis, AI based peak demand reduction. So this alone can generate 15 to 25% efficiency improvement with a major capex that we are targeting of. Further, if I talk about that solar and storage application part, so that is renewable integration that we are talking of. For that one, we are here just providing that the solar forecasting, and accordingly, depending upon that the conditions, that plant is running either in full load, half load, or just need to be shut down for some time. So accordingly, that some of that optimization algorithms we have applied in that one to ensure that solar and other renewable energy part. So renewable procurement strategy. Under that one, we have beyond on that solar. We design hybrid renewable energy procurement models, solar plus wind, combined with load matching optimization. Further, the another burning area, that is the green hydrogen integration. So hydrogen is a long-term translation layer. So we identify that suitable application in boiler, furnaces, material handling vehicles, and we conduct electrolyzer sizing, storage modeling, and cost comparison pilots. So initial target is to 10 to 25% process heat decarbonization. So moving on, that net zero decision support system. So that includes that real-time plant data feeds into AI model that simulate emission trajectories, cost, risk scanning, then carbon pricing impact, and investment prioritization. So the technical architecture, if I talk about, so it includes that SCADA plus EMS integration, AI optimization tools, solar modeling, further hydrogen techno-economic modeling. So these four parts that we are going to cover. And if I talk about that digital layer, that includes that digital twin, AI optimization, carbon dashboards, and GIS renewable mapping. So if I conclude that one, the second area, which is that related to that net zero. So structured and phased net zero transition, we are targeting. Then plant level optimization, in which that we have the optimization of that plant at the same time that energy consumption that we are also targeting of to reduce that one. Renewable plus hydrogen integration, risk adjustment, financial planning, and AI enabled governance. So let me go to that the next area, which is related to that of biofuel and carbon neutral fuel potential assessment in India. So this third, identify priority area in biofuels and green hydrogen, green energy. Here we are prioritizing an AI-driven national spatial decision support system to assess biofuel and carbon neutral fuel potential across India, aligned with net zero 2070 and automotive decarbonization needs. So if I talk about that national energy context, so India imports nearly 85 to 90% of its crude oil. So while E20 blending has been achieved ahead of schedule, we still lack of district level AI-driven biofuel intelligence system. There is a biomass potential, but no integrated agriculture to automotive decision platform. That is the core gap we are addressing here. So if I talk about that the research gap that we have studied various publications and various articles, white papers. So according to that one, biomass mapping is static and not predictive. Further, logistic optimization is fragmented, and carbon accounting is manual, and no district level biofuel atlas exists. So if I talk about that project objective of that third area related to that biofuel, so it is the first integrated platform in India that best of our knowledge, satellite intelligence, AI-based biomass estimation, then logistic neutrality engine, 2030-2070 forecasting, further policy dashboard. So this transform a new biomass data into investment grade decision support that we are, with that particular aim we are working. So let me share that the complete technical framework or system architecture related to that one. So it consists of 5 integrated modules, includes that spatial biomass intelligence, then logistic and distribution modeling, further carbon neutrality and LCA engine, and further forecasting 2030, 2070, and policy grade dashboard. So all are connected as a unified AI geospatial backbone. So moving on that spatial biomass intelligence. So using that Sanitel 2 MODIS and Landsat and Agromet data. So all these data we have already collaboration in that with that the data providers, and already we have that data that are available of that satellite imaging. So we have just apply using that satellite data and different machine learning models that includes that random forest, XGBoost and CNN LSTM to generate first that district level biomass density maps, then seasonal residue availability, third energy crop suitability zones. So these three we are targeting of that make a district bioenergy index for that India. So moving on that carbon neutrality engine, if I talk about, so our AI based life cycle assessment engine calculates well to wheel carbon intensity for 1G and 2G ethanol, then biodiesel, bio-CNG, then sustainable aviation fuel. So we generate district-wise carbon neutrality index map, enabling scientific verification of decarbonization impact. Similarly, if I talk about that AI forecasting 2030, so that basically involves that some of that algorithms that includes that LSTM, neural networks and temporal fusion transformers. We forecast one is that biomass supply volatility, then ethanol demand scenario, SAF growth and climate stress impact. So moving on that strategic importance of this one. So accordingly, that this particular platform directly supports energy security, rural income generation, avoided stubble burning, and carbon credit generations. So let me move to that of the another topic, the fourth area, which is related to that of future mobility and intelligence system. So I quickly come to that one. So here that the mobility transition challenge that if I talk about, so this mobility ecosystem is undergoing fundamental shift from internal combustion dominance to electric, hybrid, and hydrogen, right? So that share that complete mobility system. So the transition is complex and charging infrastructure uncertainty. The second is grid capacity constraints. Third, consumer adaptation, variability. Fourth, technology cost violation. So these four areas that are very complex if I talking about that future mobility. So here the future mobility intelligence system that is a digital platform that integrates specifically for that EV adaptation modeling, then charging infrastructure optimization. Third is hydrogen model optimization, AI based demand forecasting, and then policy and carbon scenario modeling. So it functions as a mobility decision cockpit for that OEMs and policymakers. So yes, sir.
Just read out the previous slide. Just read out these 5 points that you have. AI-driven future mobility intelligence, that's a major focus area.
Sir.
Digital twin.
For vehicles, traffic and environment.
Yes. And the third?
Smart city connected mobility ecosystem. Then air quality monitoring and emission analytics. And last one is that edge AI and mass platform. So basically distributed intelligence, we are talking of that all that things are connected with that IoT. We are talking in that particular direction.
These are the 5 major focus areas.
Right.
For ensuring that tomorrow's mobility has both intelligence as well as in fact its heart for controlling the emissions also. So environmental sustainability and intelligence and smartness together will define the mobility of tomorrow. Yeah. And our entire focus, in fact, here in the center is around these 5 areas.
Fine, sir. Thank you.
Making your vehicles future ready for smart cities, making your vehicle future ready for net zero emission India, making your vehicle future ready to ensure that you do not run out of fuel, so you have your own fuel viability, in fact, for the country. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you. So I quickly move to that last area. I'm skipping that some of that other key challenges and novelty of the work. As already our Vice Chancellor sir have mentioned that these are the 5 areas that we are working in that direction. So research gaps, mobility digital twin core platforms that we have identified. Further that EV corridors and smart road and V2X infrastructure. We have already covered that part in this particular future mobility system. Then intelligence engines, ADAS, as well as forecasting and reinforcement learning that we have covered. So accordingly that our strategic objective and performance targets includes that road safety, uh, greater than equal to 20 to 30%. Then congestion and efficiency, which is greater than equal to 10 to 18%. Economic efficiency, air quality and health, energy and grid um, stability. And final, that is digital governance and ESG that we are expecting 100%.
Are you trying to say that we are aiming at improving road safety by 20 to 30%?
Yes, sir.
I want it more than 100%.
Right, sir. Under your worthy leadership, sir, we definitely try to that one, close to that one, sir.
See, the digital governance is 100%. Our major focus must be, besides, of course, fuel efficiency and cutting emissions, we need to ensure that our road safety record is significantly improved. Currently, 1,70,000 people in India are dying on road. They are going to God uninvited. And we need to bring that number down to bare minimum. In fact, to zero, if possible. Our smartness and intelligence of tomorrow's vehicles must ensure road safety much more than what we get. So 20 to 30% is aiming is small. We need to aim big. Let there be no collision. And even if there is a collision or accident, let there be no fatal injuries. That kind of thing. When I bought Maruti for the first time, the conviction I had that even if there is a collision, the people inside will be saved because it was modular construction. It was able to absorb much of the impact. Earlier cars were more sturdy and strong. The impact was going directly to the people inside. Maruti produced, in fact, material as well as design by which they were able to ensure that the impact of the collision does not destroy the people inside. And same applied to design of a steering wheel where they could really ensure that it does not go piercing you through your heart. So all these things, I think, tomorrow have to be given much bigger consideration so that our road safety goes to more than 100%.
Right.
20 to 30% is very small.
Right, sir. Right, sir.
Also, I do not want to wait for 2070. I will not survive till then. Maybe with the best of my luck, I will be able to celebrate 100 years of India's independence. So our target should be, how do I achieve net zero emission by 2047 at the most? If I have to make Viksit Bharat by 2047, I cannot satisfy for anything less than net zero emission targets also by that time. So the upper limit for net zero should also be not more than 2050 in any case. 2070 is asking, telling a lot. Nobody knows. I mean, 2070. But what we know for certain that path-breaking science and game-changing technology innovations are going to create a sea change in the way we today design, develop, and operate not only vehicles but most of the other machines that we have today. So I think revise this target if possible and focus on road safety also, utilizing artificial intelligence and machine learning and a whole lot of monitoring and smartness that we create, in fact, in the vehicles of tomorrow and the roads of tomorrow and the road network and transportation systems of tomorrow.
Fine, sir. Thank you. So quickly move to that of the last area, which is related to that AI-driven national efficiency framework for India's automotive sector. So this framework focuses on improving energy, material, operational and life cycle efficiency across manufacturing and product ecosystem. So why efficiency is critical? So even before full electrification or hydrogen transition, efficiency remains the faster and most cost-effective pathway to emission reduction. So a 5 to 10% improvement in manufacturing and supply chain efficiency can generate immediately carbon and cost saving without major capital distribution. So if I talk about that current gap, in this particular area. So that efficiency improvement are often isolated. So plant level audits, vendor level initiatives, or product level optimization. So all these three areas are taken alone, are not taken in that jointly. So what is missing? A national AI integrated efficiency model, then real-time benchmarking, cross-plant performance intelligence, and life cycle based optimization dashboards. So that are four things that we have studied in that literature, where that we have find out these are the gaps that we need to work on that one. So if I talk about that framework overview, so our proposed framework integrates four core layers that includes manufacturing process optimization. The another one is supply chain and logistic efficiency. Then vehicle life cycle and fuel efficiency. And based on that benchmarking, we are working on that forecasting. So all these four layers that we are going to cover in that one. So the another thing that carbon and cost co-optimization. So I quickly just concluding that fifth slide also. So unlike the transitional efficiency program, our model simultaneously optimize energy consumption, carbon emissions, then operational cost and asset life. So these four parts that we are targeting in this particular area. So digital governance dashboards that we are creating, which work on that KPI tracking, key point indicator, then ESG alignment, further compliance readiness, and net zero pathway integration. So these four that we are covering in this particular area. So basically, that final conclusion, if I talk about of this work, and that is fifth one, future AI governance mobility. So if I talk about that final conclusion of all that five identified areas, so the summary is that air pollution mitigation, net zero manufacturing, then biofuel intelligence and future mobility system, and national efficiency framework. So AUH, Amity University Haryana, offers a integrated AI-enabled interdisciplinary platform that is ready for industry collaboration. We look forward to joint building scalable, data-driven, and sustainable solution with that Maruti Suzuki. So with this, I end this presentation, and thank you very much for patiently listening. So I hope that in a limited time that I have covered that 4 or 5 areas which were suggested earlier by Maruti Suzuki. So this is our prospect that we are looking the things to cover all that things, and looking that Amity University Haryana a center of excellence in that automotive intelligence and sustainability. So with that aim, we are looking that particular association with that Maruti Suzuki. So thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Anything quick, that while I want 100% road safety, I also want fuel efficiency. Something like 100 liters, 100 kilometers in 1 liter of fuel. Could that be possible? When Nano car came to India, everybody was happy except me, because I expected Nano to at least say that 50 kilometers per liter has been achieved. Because when you reduce the size and bring a small engine and call it Nano, the fuel efficiency would have gone to the level of at least 50 kilometers per liter. So I wasn't very happy, because it was also talking of 22 kilometers per liter. So today we have to see how west we can go further, from 22 to 32 to 32 to 42, somewhere near 50, and with some additions. Maybe injection of hydrogen or CNG into a diesel car could push that mileage further to something like 100 kilometers per liter, because you are then augmenting, in fact, the fuel efficiency from the point of view of injecting high performance fuel into the vehicle. We have to explore all possible options actually today to ensure that net zero emission along with fuel efficiency targets, so that the fuel crisis can be tackled, and of course intelligence and smartness as per the levels of technology. So I'm sure, Dr. Chawla, you have a great manifesto, great goals. And I'm pretty sure they will be of great value to a nation like ours. Give a big hand to Dr. Chawla for that.
Thank you, Dr. Paras Chawla, sir, for highlighting the research initiatives of our university and presenting a comprehensive vision for collaborative research. We move forward to listening to the industry perspective. I take the privilege to introduce Mr. Nishant Sarna, Senior General Manager at Maruti Suzuki India Limited and a distinguished leader in automotive engineering. He plays a pivotal role in regulation planning and project management within powertrain development and has significantly contributed to aligning technology innovation with evolving regulatory frameworks. Over the years, he has demonstrated strong expertise in strategic planning, innovation management, and large scale engineering execution. His work reflects a deep understanding of sustainable mobility and future automotive systems. Through his engagement with academia, he continues to inspire young engineers to bridge research with real world impact. May I now invite Mr. Nishant Sarna to share his insights and vision.
Yeah, I was planning to show a presentation, but I think the presentation is will take more time. So I don't know if we have that time, but I have 10 minutes, I think, as per the schedule. So first of all, thank you very much. It will run a little longer, so I thought. Okay. Yeah.
That thousands of patents have been filed by my industry. And that kind of environment India would also have in industry tomorrow. Today, of course, very few patents are filed by the industry in India. But Maruti is different. It's an international amalgamate, and therefore they have protection for everything.
Good afternoon, everybody, and again, thank you very much to Amity for allowing us in this institute. And I mean, I am really, both of us are really humbled to be among so many doctorates and so many high-level intellect people. I mean, we really get chance to come out of our R&D and really be among the academic and bright brains. So this is something we prepared for the recent international conference that was held in Pune. This was by our head of engineering, Mr. Tarun Agrawal, who will be coming in the next phase to have more detailed discussion and really pushing the vision from both sides. So what we just saw from Dr. Paras Chawla was a very detailed operational proposals with a lot of numbers and a lot of action and plans. What we will be doing next time is we'll be setting or aligning first with the values that we come from, because for a long-term relationship and to do work in something which is going to have a national impact, the alignment of values is very important. So one value that I could really understand is that the research-driven mindset is one which I take away today from here, and it very much aligns with what we do. And we are a Japanese company, so we are a lot of data-driven. But beyond data is the conviction and the values that really matters. So next time when Mr. Tarun Agrawal and also Mr. Anup Bhatt is here, I think there will be a lot of discussion deeper onto what we want to achieve by 2047 and maybe by 2070. Many of us won't be there by 2070, but I think we will do that with responsibility so that when people read about our work, they're at least, they know that somebody did a good, thoughtful job to build a better society and nation later. So starting, I will just run through this very fast, but before I run through, we got an opportunity to work with Niti Aayog for past 2 years. And there was a recent release of 11 reports about India becoming Viksit Bharat by 2047 and also achieving how to achieve net zero by 2070. And we were lucky enough to be part of that brainstorming. What came out was that 80% of India is still to be built. We're looking at large scale developments, upcoming cities, urbanization, lot of disruption happening, and all of that happening by 2047. So imagine everything happening in the next 25 years, and 80% of that needs to be done. So a lot of opportunities there for everything, every field, and for each individual of us to go at that pace. Second was about carbon and also a very important aspect of affordability. So what Mr. BVR Subramaniam, the CEO of Niti Aayog, said after listening to all the deliberations that don't get mad about carbon. Please also look at the cost of carbon. Will you be able to afford that energy which is really decarbonizing? If you can't, and if you run behind an energy and investment in that energy which is unaffordable even 20 years from now, it makes no sense. The society will not be able to afford it. How will people grow? How will the aspirations of so many billion people will be fulfilled? So don't be that impractical just writing these things on the paper. So a lot of things were redone in 2 years. And yes, carbon is important, but the cost of energy is, I think, more important, is what the message came out. So whenever we assess energies and which is going to be a huge, huge quantum requirement in future for all sectors, transport, industry, power, resident, the cost of it is very important. So how do we bring down the energy cost? How do we maintain the economic viability and affordability of that energy is of prime importance. So like Professor Sharma said that he wants to see the net zero being achieved in 2047 when we are developed, and we will get developed. There were more than 100 scenarios that were run over 2 years, different kind of economic modeling, and all of the scenarios gave one message that we will become developed. There's no stopping that. You decarbonize anyway, we are going to have a high income nation by 2047. So, but the cost of energy is going to be very, very important. So please bear that in mind whenever you act, whenever you conceive any project, whenever you invest, whenever you research. The affordability of energy is of prime importance. So I'll just run through this presentation very fast. So this was about just a glimpse how it started in India and where we are looking at now in future. So starting from our early days to motorization and then going digital and now thinking about sustainability in future. And also about humanity, that how the freedom to move to acceleration and then to a multimodal kind of a shift is expected and envisaged and desired by many of us sitting here and also in the society. Also, not only what we act locally, but also what we do should translate into prosperity at all levels. So district, country, even global. So we need to make impact, we need to act, and we need to do things in such a way that the expansion and the mobility expanded and impacts all the human beings to prosper and to really create opportunity, equal opportunities for all of them. In India context, yes, it helps us. The mobility helps us earn, and also is currently a aspiring thing. People aspire, desire mobility beyond certain GDP. I think if you see worldwide, aspiration, need, and then it doesn't even matter if you have mobility or not. So it is very highly related to the income generation, and we will reach that level soon. What here we see and what we saw is the relation between how we are placed in terms of money in our hands in India and how is the mobility distributed, the penetration of mobility across India, and also very good relation about if there is money, the money and mobility go hand in hand. So prosperity fuels mobility, and mobility in turn gives you again prosperity. This is how we transformed over the past 12, 15 years into mobility. So this is the x-axis is how per person per year is moving in terms of 1,000 kilometers, and how the money is increasing in our economy. So we got a sudden jump, and this is going to now accelerate much higher in the coming decades as we become a high income nation. And worldwide, yes, we are number one two-wheeler market, number one in three-wheeler, number three now in four-wheelers, and in other mobilities also in the top 10. But the penetration remains a challenge. So yes, we are looking at higher penetration soon. What we see here is that again, the mobility in terms of 1,000 kilometers per capita and the increase in GDP against other developing economy and the peer economies of us, and where we are going to be in 2047. So this is all coming out from the NITI modeling, that this is the possibility, the growth at a very nominal rate. Also, we are going to achieve this kind of mobility in future. So imagine the energy needs and the diversification we'll need to achieve and maintain this mobility. And with respect to developed economies, still lot of room available, lot of opportunity available. And with respect to very, very high income economies, it looks very minuscule, but again gives the opportunity that where can we reach in coming years. And this is the kind of growth we are looking at about two-wheelers and four-wheelers and other transport modes that India will have coming by year 2047. This is about penetration of two-wheelers and four-wheelers. So 9% of the population has access to four-wheeler, 91% still remains. So yes, this also gives an indication that a lot of aspiration needs to be fulfilled and will be fulfilled as we grow in terms of economy, and also open up opportunity for mobility to all the people. But consequently, we are looking at very high energy demands, very high emissions, and also a lot of city condition where, like Mr. Sharma said, that the urban planning, transportation planning, intermodal planning is very, very important. So we should not plan for that mobility as a resultant, but as a integrated part of the cities that we plan now in future. And this is just a bifurcation now, again, a lot of numbers, segregated into two-wheeler, three-wheeler, four-wheeler, buses, trucks, how we are going to increase and how the energy demand in these segments is going to increase in future. This is important, I think, where all the streams of engineering and research come together. What was happening until now in terms of efficiency was we are looking at tank to wheel concept, wherein the tailpipe and the fuel efficiency of during the use was to be was being assessed, was being mandated, was being regulated, was being improved upon. But now lately we looked at well to wheel. So yes, energy aspect came into the picture. Not only technology, but what kind of energy, with what kind of footprint, what kind of efficiency you use also became important. But now what Maruti is planning and pushing and discussing is to go complete life cycle. So right from our manufacturing processes, the materials that we use, the energy that we use, and the efficiency of all these processes will now become very, very important. And we plan to now reduce the footprint and increase efficiency across all the aspects, wherein the requirement of basic sciences, engineering processes, and the technology and their efficiencies all will become important. So wherein this collaboration of academia becomes even more important, because now we have to look at horizon which is beyond 20-25 years. What will make this thing possible, and how will we reduce the carbon footprint, not by 2070, but by 2050. Think about carbon. So we did a level 2 analysis of what the carbon is. So there is a natural sink which we have in terms of forest and seas, and also what we are doing in terms of current industrial activities, generating a lot of fossil emissions. So digging out resources from the earth and putting it into the atmosphere, which creates this greenhouse gas effect. What we are now focusing is to scale up this renewable energy, because we assess that this renewable energy and the biofuels and bioenergy has potential of the radioactive carbon, which is not that much impacting the GHG, but is reusable in the nature. So focus is shifting towards this renewable energy so that this, from our side at least, the GHG effect is reduced as manufacturing unit and also from the mobility that we generate for India. So just a glimpse of moving away from a tailpipe to a clean for life vehicle. So this is what you will hear a lot now in Indian context, that life cycle emissions, the science translating into some kind of a narrative and a kind of concept through this clean for life vehicles, that energy is decarbonized, the processes, the materials are bio or recycled, and the end recycling is also having less of carbon footprint. We also checked then how do we achieve it, what is there in India. So we did assessment of where the world is moving. So some countries are really doing well, like Norway, Denmark, Brazil are very good in terms of their respective regional strengths. So some of them are doing good in biofuel. Somebody is very good in renewable energy and electricity. They are doing good there. And Denmark is doing very good in biogas, especially. So we did a very high-level assessment of Brazil, of Norway, with a lot of their things electricity coming from hydro, and how their footprint of this electricity is so low with respect to us. We are around 700, Norway is around 17. So powering our vehicles, hybrids and electric, with such kind of electricity footprint may not be very good idea currently, but yes, in future as we go down, this could be a very good possibility. Denmark, again, in terms of biogas, they are achieved 40% biogas injection into their national grid. We are around not even 1% now. So people are doing really good and really harnessing their regional strength. And we also need to look at where is our strength. So we did a assessment that what is our strength. So yes, in terms of renewable power, we are second cheapest in the world. So yes, this is our strength. We are blessed with a lot of solar power. In terms of biofuel, we are blessed with sugarcane. We are number 2 in the world. We generate a lot of ethanol. There's a potential to generate more. And in terms of biogas also, we are a big population growing until at least 2060. So a lot of dairy needs, milk needs is going to be there, is going to be generated. So this cattle stock is going to grow and will generate a lot of opportunities for us to use that waste to generate energy at a low cost. So just another deeper glimpses into how the electricity will result into what kind of emission footprint of a vehicle of mobility, how the ethanol will result into kind of emission footprint in the mobility on a life cycle basis, and how the biogas is going to result in terms of mobility. So only the biogas remains a carbon negative option as of now, but very soon I think India is going to have a carbon negative ethanol also. There is work going on in that direction. So lot of biofuel green electricity option exists. It is only a matter of how and when we reach it, which Niti Aayog pointed out that when you plan, please plan for an affordable energy pathway. Some of it may become affordable soon, some of it may become affordable later, but please keep the cost of energy in your radar always when you plan or your research. So this was about the uncertainty. So we are not supposed to be allowing all our eggs into one basket, because then we'll run into huge risk of disruption, and then all of us may be not joining that mobility race or mobility aspiration. So what we emphasized was that energy supply chain technology translating into different technology pathways is the focus area. So not a micro or myopic way, but a very broad and wider horizon way required to reach these mobility levels. This is a modeling we did. So up to 2070, we pushed the horizons, pushed a lot of consultation internally, externally, and also with NITI, that given that India is at 710 of carbon footprint in electricity, we become like Europe in 2047 during our Viksit Bharat stage, and go up to Norway in 2070, nearly to net zero in terms of electricity generation, no carbon footprint at all. And with current level of electric vehicle penetration and very less usage of biofuels, this is where we will reach. So yes, we will reach close to net zero in 2070. But if there is a delay in achieving that electric footprint, because it requires lot of investment, lot of battery energy storage research, lot of sourcing from outside, lot of critical minerals. So yes, there could be a risk, and with that risk, yes, it will be very difficult to achieve net zero. But the moment we increase and shift our focus to biofuels, increasing the consumption of ethanol and CBG from 3 and 6 figures to 11 and 15, there is high possibility to achieve that near our Viksit Bharat stage, like what Professor Sharma was saying. In this also, there is a risk. Yes, we could not if decarbonize all the electricity like we desire. Then also the margin remains, and we will see a net zero scenario during our lifetime for India. So the focus should always be on all the paths, all the energy paths available, not a single path, because it runs a huge risk. And we know the impact of climate change. We read about it, but I hope we never experience it in our lifetime. So that is why we need always a focus on multi-path. So this was the glimpse that we shared, our thoughts, our values, how we align in terms of mobility for India, how we envisage. So focus is shifting from tailpipe to clean for life. All processes, all materials, all efficiencies, all technologies together, and not only one pathway but multi-energy pathway. So technology alone won't achieve what we desire. Technology plus energy is going to be the key, which will go hand in hand to achieve this. Thank you.
Please. Would like my grandchildren to walk in a green environment like this,
Yes.
breathing fresh air, and certainly achieving net zero if possible by 2047.
Yes.
In your previous slide, if you can go to the previous slide, you have a solution that you can achieve net zero even before 2047. That green curve over there is clearly demonstrating that we can go over there, but then it requires accelerating our march on the pathways of green fuel, green technologies, and green future.
Yes.
I think the future is bright. We can make it happen even earlier. That's
Yes.
what exactly. This particular green, the dotted as well as the full green, that is where we need to put our focus on.
Effort.
Very good. Thank you so much. Big hand to Mr. Sarna from Maruti Suzuki.
Just a few more points before I come there.
Any quick questions or interaction from my learners? I've got some very
happy
high
to.
profile professionals here who are working in the areas of nanoscience and technology and also other. Dr. Preeti Thakur sitting over there is one of the strongest nanoscience researcher I have in my university. Hundreds of papers on nanoparticles and nanomaterials and very high impact factor actually publications and patents. And Dr. Preeti, how many patents you have filed so far? 60. 60. And publications here at Amity University, Haryana? Almost 150.
Oh.
You have then Sanjeev Sharma, Dr. Sanjeev Sharma from mechanical, another nanostructure, nanoscience person. Very quickly, yeah. With the technology, switch on the microphone near you, then only I will know you are tech savvy.
So my question is actually you are emphasizing over the ethanol fuel, but nowadays I have seen that number of countries, especially Europe and America, those are also using methanol. And why those are using methanol? Because of methanol is a hydrogen fuel carrier.
Mhm.
And the calorific value is definitely goes high as far as we have to see the emissions. That the carbon emission is less as compared to ethanol, right?
Yes, yes.
So my question is, I have not seen any industries that those are very much interested to develop the ethanol fuel cell type of engines. Because of
fuel cell.
Methanol fuel cell. Methanol fuel cell type of engine. Because of methanol is first converted into the hydrogen, and then after hydrogen is converted to the electricity. So this is the process, and it will have a very good capacity because of storage of the hydrogen is very difficult. and the expensive.
Yes.
Actually in this particular methanol type of fuel, there is a liquid fuel, and
Yes.
then after it will convert it to the hydrogen. So my question is, why Indian industries are not taking interest to develop the methanol fuel? Thank you.
Going on, I'm sure in the industry also we have a MOU with LR Energy in the area of bioenergy, whereby we are using biomass to the level of compressed biogas, and then taking it further, translating it into hydrogen from methane to hydrogen. So that lot of work is going on. I'm sure that the pathway for bioenergy and biofuel is a very strong pathway. Dr. Gaurav, you are working in the area of biofuel. Very quickly, I do not want long speeches, but very quick interactions.
Actually, sir, Sanju sir, you have asked why the biomethanol is not using, methanol is not using, because we can produce the bioethanol by the low substrate cost value, like the molasses we can use the lignocellulosic material. But if you go by
I
the
think
production
we
of
can have a discussion. I think Nishant wants to add 3-4 points after the presentation. So Nishant, you can add the point you was just mentioning after your presentation.
Yeah, I'll address the answer surely. Yes. The point I wanted to emphasize was after going through Dr. Chawla's all the detailed presentation, we will have a visit of Mr. Tarun later, our head of engineering. So what I wanted to share when we talked in that forum through these projects and collaboration is that what in Maruti we are thinking or we are trying to forecast, like when we were discussing in the lounge, that we have to create or we have to work for the future. So like in Maruti, we always joke that we do a lot of experiments. So there's a joke that we have to create mistakes of future now. So let's work on the mistakes of it. You can create mistakes if you imagine the future. So how the future society or social structure will look like? How will the energy or availability in future look like? And what kind of mobility will the future society prefer? So there is a lot of young people as assets available in your university and your campuses. So I think that brainstorming and future imagination is very important. That will happen when we have next time interaction. So all these projects, there is an aim to it. There's an operational aim to it. But what is also important to reflect is what is the societal and maybe a bigger like the SDG goals that these projects will achieve. Because Mr. Tarun and our senior leadership is always looking to assess how big and how large and to what extent the impact will be for the society, and then maybe for the businesses, and then maybe for our specifically for cars. So it always trickle downs from there. So if we are doing something, even if it is not reaching that impact level, then sometimes we shelve that project. Right? It's not worth investing time and energy, money in that. So just pointers that please integrate this information into your slides, and we shall have discussions on the future scenario, like how will the future look like, and then solve problems.
Fuel and green pathways are important. Maybe somebody tomorrow can develop a vehicle which is utilizing maybe diesel or petrol today, but guaranteeing zero emission, which means your current fuel quality improved and also vehicle design improved, and you get almost zero emission, in fact, from the tailpipe. That time can also come. So while we explore the pathways for green fuel and green energy and including hydrogen, etc., for the mobility, you should not be surprised that one day you have a car which may be running on petrol but guaranteed at zero emission. That means no particulate matter coming out of it, no emission coming out of it except maybe good quality H2O coming out of the tailpipe. That is also possible. So but it all depends how scientific minds who are working in areas of research today can make that happen actually. But green pathways are important. We have some work going on in the area of bioenergy in our university, also biodiesel, and we are also looking at green hydrogen from the roots of biomass as well as from solar root. Utilizing, in fact, wastewater for producing green hydrogen utilizing solar, those kind of work. Yeah.
I will answer the question for methanol. So Maruti did experiments up to M100, 100% methanol. What we realized was that again about affordability. So we are very good in coal, and there is a lot of experiment we were part of to make methanol from coal. We are coal rich, so it makes a lot of sense for us to use as pathway and divert that low quality coal which cannot be used for electricity towards methanol pathway. But again, the carbon footprint that it carried was not logical to take it up for mobility. If I'm powering my vehicle with that kind of fuel, the overall footprint making a methanol and from the where it is coming from was a very high demotivating factor. We didn't follow that. Plus, I think enough time or not enough research was available to make it safe, because methanol is highly dangerous to human health. So we didn't have that confidence that we can work with government at a very, very targeted time, because the discussion that was happening for methanol or ethanol, like that. Or the time was that we had to decide to make a roadmap. So during that, I think methanol took a backseat because of carbon footprint and the harmful effect of human that it carried. But I'm sure that thing has shifted now towards marine mode. So because they are exploring. A lot of countries are exploring. We know a lot of countries are exploring. So they have found that pathway more affordable, and I think the quantity that it requires, the quantity that road transport requires, is a huge difference. Road transport without a scalable energy source is going to get choked, and it will hamper the penetration levels of cars, two-wheelers, everything. I mean, the energy supply in the transport will get hampered. So that energy diagram also showed that right now we don't have that much scalability and the capacity to scale up at that speed the methanol production, which is required in road transport. Yes, yes.
Future is bright, and Indian roads would have CNG vehicles, hydrogen fuel cell vehicles, electric vehicles, and of course, highly efficient petrol and diesel vehicles also at the same time. And this mix will continue. Our effort should be to ensure that we are able to achieve net zero emission by 2047, before I disappear to Godhead, so that we are able to say that we can compress the time frame of net zero emission by technological innovations and scientific breakthroughs of the kind that will make the green mobility happen much faster than for everything. And I'm sure the industry understands it. The industry is more realistic than people like us. I mean, we have to be optimistic and ultra optimistic. But industry has to look at the ground realities of supply chain management and also what is available, how we can adopt it and move fast. So that of course we can. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Nishant, for that truly inspiring and forward-thinking presentation. Your deliberation emphasizing the cost and demand for energy will be helpful for the research community in deciding their methodology. We now proceed for an open exchange of ideas to explore an actionable pathways for collaboration on identified research themes, including air quality impact assessment, net zero roadmaps, biofuels, and green energy, future mobility solutions. The interaction can be extended to cover the application of automotive intelligence. So we have dedicated 5 to 10 minutes time for this discussion.
The
Sorry.
five areas which we have identified, please remember interaction would be around that, or anything else which Maruti could be interested in. Air quality impact assessment, net zero roadmap, biofuel and green energy, of course, has been talked about, future mobility solutions, and automotive efficiency framework.
Sir, I think before we start with the brainstorming, I would request Ashish Parmarji to say something and share the idea.
Yeah, first of all, thanks. We are really humbled by the level of ideas and intellect that we have I would say, opportunity to interact over here. And just one correction, although the presentation that we just Nishant just presented, it showed Maruti's approach. Just
one correction. You mentioned that we are a Japanese company. We have a Japanese mindset, but we are Indian. This is rather one of the things sir picked up when he started. कि आपका जो नाम है ना Maruti. We are not Suzuki India. We are Maruti Suzuki. Yeah. So.
This is deep rooted in ancient Indian. Bhagwan Hanuman ji.
Sure. Yeah, it comes from there. So with diligence to that fact and that thing in mind, what I would just like to build upon is that we are. There are many questions why we are not doing like that, why we are not doing like this, but definitely there are multiple options. And the way we see it, and what we had also projected was that 100% dependency and 100% going on to one sort of technology or one sort of mobility solution, it won't be possible for India. Now, I am saying that coming from a Indian DNA mindset. The diversity, the requirement, the customer base, the use cases, the resources available, or this vast terrain of India, they are so different that definitely different mobility solution needed. So whatever solution we name, there will be a pocket for it in the future, in the roadmap. This is how we see it when we talk about the multi-pronged approach. But yes, today we have to start developing some technologies in which we see more prominence, in which we see more energy sovereignty of India, and the identified biofuels which were highlighted in that slide, they were probably things that we are thinking upon. And definitely one of the key things which I would like to really appreciate about Dr. Paras was, of course, the pointers which Nishan-san has indicated. This will be incorporated, but one of the very good factor was that the way I think AI is a very powerful tool, but the tool is only as useful as the person who is using it. So the way you approached how to build that model up by identifying, studying all the factors, identifying the gap areas in each of those factors, and then working on that. I think that was a very smart way to go about it, and with that, definitely the problem rather than a carpet bombing, which I am seeing a lot nowadays. लोग कहते हैं कुछ भी कर रहे हो यार इसमें यही डाल दो यार थोड़ी सी मतलब it's coming like this, becoming like a glamour quotient rather than a utility thing. So, but such approaches, I think it will do due diligence to the real potential of the AI, and definitely it will be more practical rather than carpet bombing on the topic, pinpointing, highlighting, and addressing those issues. So, thanks, and I think we can have the next session now. Thanks.
It is a quick interaction because the time we would be focusing on artificial intelligence and machine learning integration in mobility sector. Of course, environmental sustainability will be a focus, and smart mobility and sustainable materials. So, your thoughts on this? How best we can interact with Maruti on in the area? Dr. Paras Chawla, I suggest that you moderate this discussion better than me.
Yeah, thank you very much, sir. So that we are in that concluding remarks in that these areas that our Honorable Vice Chancellor sir had mentioned. So before that one, just quickly that some of that areas that sir had mentioned, including that artificial intelligence, Dr. Kumar is here related to that biodiesel and biofuels and nanoparticles that are used in that automotive sector and other automotive intelligence and sustainability area. So if someone have that want to interact with that the experts, you may ask the things. So we start with that Dr.
Dr. Yadav would like to speak, sir, if you permit. May I speak? I am Dr. HRP Yadav.
Yeah, Dr. Yadav, please go ahead. Can you just put up the screen on the zoom on the screen? Yeah, we just see that.
Is it okay, sir?
Yeah, we can see you.
Okay. Good afternoon, sir. It's a very fruitful deliberation we had today. I'm having background of biofuel and alternative fuel expertise. and my research area is development of biofuels and alternative fuels for controlling and mitigation of vehicular emissions. In response to Mr. Nishant, the biofuel policy was introduced first time in the 2008 by the erstwhile Planning Commission. Now it is Niti Aayog. Again, there was National Policy on Biofuels 2018. According to that, the second generation, third generation, and fourth generation of biofuels are to be developed, which certainly reduce the greenhouse gas emissions, but there are some challenges also. The cost should be reduced and efficiency should be improved and environmental impact should be minimized. In line with that, there is also findings by the researchers that the biofuels gives the fuel economy lower than 5 to 10% as compared to the conventional fuel, that is fossil fuel. So that is the big challenge, and the fuel economy is kilometer per liter. It means that if our vehicle travels 1 kilometer for a particular liter of the fuel, maybe gasoline or diesel, so that fuel economy gets reduced if we use biofuel. Of course, this biofuel improves the combustion efficiency, having the oxygenate property contained in the biofuels like ethanol, biodiesel, and even the biomass route also biofuel, that is bioenergy also, biohydrogen also. These are produced from the biomass as raw materials. So my point to Maruti that Maruti should also design the engine in such a way using the biofuels like ethanol or biodiesel, it should not reduce fuel economy as compared to the fossil fuels like gasoline and diesel. Then it can serve the purpose. Brazil is using 100% ethanol. USA is also using around 100% ethanol. And in that way, there is very, very less emission of carbon footprints or greenhouse gas.
Thank
So
you so much, Indrit. Thank you so
Maruti
much,
also,
Dr. Yadav.
committee should put drive for this research and development. So this is my opinion to the Maruti colleagues and Maruti senior officials. We should work on this, how to improve the efficiency, how to improve the fuel economy, and how to minimize the cost of biofuel. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Yadav. Thank you so much. Anybody else from the audience?
Anirban Das,
Yeah,
please.
Yeah, sir. So one area which I see we can collaborate is, catalyst development, because all of these processes, they have some catalytic process, whether conversion to methanol, conversion to ethanol or whatever. And also catalyst development for tailpipe emissions. We can have it for catalytic converters. Now, my concern about biofuels is, America had this, experiment 20, 30 years ago. If you are growing crops for biofuels, because as you said, well to tires, right? On that scale, production on that scale, if methanol from coal doesn't meet to the standards, how will you have biofuel on a scale that will, move your economy, move all the things? So what was happening 20, 30 years ago, they had this experiment and the topsoil went bad because people were, growing crops to generate biofuels and you were depleting. So is it a viable proposal from a national perspective? So has any work been done on this? That's my question, please.
You have a point. You have a point about the raw material and the supply for the biofuel production. Yes. But India being predominantly agriculture country and we want agriculture to be much more stronger than it is today, I think we have to find the pathways of utilizing much of the biomass that we produce, convert that into bioenergy and biofuel. So I'm pretty sure Government of India has a policy, a biofuel policy in which bioenergy is being given a great prominence.
Yes, sir. We have to develop catalysts because we cannot just convert it into right now biogas or something. We have to develop catalysts to convert that biomass to fuel in the chemical process. So I think that is one of the thrust areas that across the world people are working on.
I need new chemistry for this.
Thank you, sir.
I need really chemistry to tell me what catalyst I should use to make the digestion faster and its conversion from methane to hydrogen through a catalyst which can make this process happen cost economic.
And
so
sir,
a lot of chemistry, new chemistry is required. Yes.
Sir, on a lighter note, you mapped the GDP to the, vehicle ownership.
and then you projected 5x times vehicle ownership. So does that map with the GDP on a, if you do a reverse calculation, will the GDP grow to that rate that you have 5% vehicle ownership?
Yes, it does.
Thank you.
Because
I'm not a
the
chemist,
sectors,
but I
the
know that
investment
quality
that
of
we are
water
looking
is-
at, the money that will come into the economy as per the modeling will achieve that. Definitely.
See, I think the focus of our discussion should be on generating more ideas, and based on your own discipline, right? The one can contribute that how you look at a particular problem, and what very appropriately Nishanji has mentioned, we need to visualize the future, right? And we need to see that how it is going to impact future, and to what extent our idea or our research is going to contribute to solve those pressing problem, right? So
Kushagraji from
Yes.
I think what Dr. has just said, Maruti R&D is already working for 10 years ahead. We are already doing that a lot. So what we are looking for is beyond that horizon. So what we get, our mind is wired for production, for customer, for cost, for all these things. Very strongly wired. But still we have to work 10 years ahead, imagine. We don't expect that wired mind from all the people here. You can think 40 years ahead, 50 years ahead. You are not bound by any profit, loss, revenues, or anything. But those ideas are very important. The visualization of that future is very important, where we get stuck. So the AI, the efficiency part, the latest biofuels, the methanol subject, these are all being worked upon. And many have been worked upon, and we have a lot of knowledge base. So 10 years ahead, what we should do, what will come, what may come, all these scenarios are already being worked upon. We have to go beyond that. Is what I was trying to emphasize, that when we have a next interaction, we have to be talking about that horizon with our more senior leadership.
Thank you, sir. It is very interesting that 10-year scenario, 20-year scenario, you already in your plan of the Maruti and other transport sector players. Thing is that the need of the mobility of the Indian masses is completely different from what the European and United States had. And unfortunately, entire mobility sector copied their vision and their approach to our market. That's why you find every day big cars in the queue. The first thing is that. So can we work upon that a scenario? Or another example is that if you have a survey, you will find 70-80% car is only one passenger. So can we work upon this modeling so that we can have more efficient car rather than consuming entire fuel set for running one person and running the full? So can you work upon that?
I think this subject is hidden between this when we talk about smart city and multimodal. What is stopping all of us today sharing a cab with a stranger? What is stopping us?
Yes.
It is some certain kind of trust. The society is built based on certain experience. They are wanting a personal private mobility. Why? Why will they change it 20 years from now? So that research, that mindset, that awareness, that thinking has to come now, built, worked upon to achieve that multimodal and shared mobility, what we call. So shared mobility is not only sharing a vehicle like a taxi, each one of us one by one, when we go to airport or somewhere else. It is really about 4 strangers sitting in a car and still feeling safe and going to a distance, dropping off at their respective point wherever they want. So what is stopping that? That research, that societal assessment is required. Why will society change? For what it will change? What will benefit? Then it will achieve that.
Yeah, we have some pilot scale and some the Uber, I think, has come up. With
there are a lot of
sale.
there are a lot of aggregators. Those they are already providing services, and the most popular is BlaBla.
BlaBla,
and people are using it. The Uber is providing, but what exactly has been mentioned by the Prashantji is, see, that all depend upon the customer perception, and if somebody wants independence in mobility because of XYZ reason he had mentioned, right? So he is willing, but nobody is stopping what is appropriately mentioned here. So that's, I think,
and another part of my perception.
changing mindset is not a very easy thing, you know. When you become rich, you want to have your own car, your own aeroplane, your own helicopter on the rooftop. You want to have everything which you purchase. Now, this kind of mindset, of course, is natural. Question is, what kind of advocacy we can do today together with the industry that the clean future and green mobility is for you and for your current and future generation. Changing that mindset would take time, but at the same time, it should not stop us from doing this advocacy that cool your cars also, try a vehicle which is pollution free, go in the metro if possible, and call your car at the place where you would be traveling only less distance compared to coming all the way from Noida. For example, as a vice chancellor, if I take a metro from city center in Noida and come to say Huda city center here, then I would have reduced the emission which I am otherwise contributing actually by driving the car from Noida to Huda city center. Now those kind of thinking, but it also requires making the travel more comfortable, attractive also. I'm pretty sure the mobility engineering of tomorrow is keeping that in mind, how to produce public
Last
transport
minute mobility
more
is the
comfortable.
one of the concern. Huh?
And when we look back and compare the scenario, now the mentality that people are doing, a lot of people don't they do air cab, and they are using metro. And the movement is all actual connectivity is increasing. People are going more towards that. So this all is the social aspect. But how the car manufacturer can intervene in that sense? I mean, I think that there is a something. Thank you.
So that the green mind becomes a reality in the society as the prosperity goes up. Our per capita income is on the escalation, we all know this. As a nation, our overall GDP will go from $4 trillion as of today to something like $40 trillion by the time we celebrate our 100 year of independence. So how do we inbuild our green mind alongside with rising levels of prosperity? That is required. And I'm pretty sure it's doable because everybody knows that having money is not the sufficient condition to remain happy and healthy. To remain happy and healthy, you require clean air, you require natural environment that should be really good for your health. So that kind of consciousness built in the younger generation at the university and college level, taking it all the way to the society, I'm sure will do wonders. But a lot of work in that area is required.
I'll give an example of like how mobility got the surprise. You know, we always thought we'll give utility to the customer. So now there is a lot of demand for sunroof in vehicles. And it is touted in India as one of the least usable aspect in a vehicle. I mean, we are a hot country. Yes, aspirationally top. So as mobility, I have to give. I can give. I am giving. But the customers come back. They say, हमारा AC काम नहीं करता ठीक से, गर्मी लगती है, because इतना तो आपका sun है. So they buy accessory to cover that sunroof. But they want sunroof when they are buying the vehicle. So this is society.
But I am saying that even the manufacturer can intervene this entire
As manufacturer, I will never deny anything to the customer. He is coming with the aspiration. He wants it. I will not give him any logic to say you don't want this. What you are in India, why you need in sunroof, man? In Europe needs sunroof because they don't have sun. So they need sunroof for their health. It's helpful to them. For you not. I will never say this. He is aspiring it. That society will learn itself. He is learning that I am using sunroof, my AC is not working. So I need to put. So that means next time when he advises somebody, he'll say, yeah, nahi chalta, chhod do.
Similarly to kind of like chicken and egg, the problem which you started with, interestingly, आपने congestion की बात की, right? And people waiting long hours and all that. That actually is pushing people towards shared mobility now.
Yeah, that is also a fact.
People want to, sit, chat, work. They don't mind sitting with a,
A stranger.
People are adopting it.
They are adopting out of this only. So similar to there.
Let's shift the center of gravity of our brainstorming toward jointly working with the industry. Yeah. What kind of joint collaborative idea you have to work with Maruti Suzuki. I mean, that's the context. AI ML, anything from you, sir? How you want to really do your AI ML integrated into mobility engineering for smart cities and smart mobility, working together with Maruti? Can you go beyond their thinking of the next 10 years, which they already have?
Sir,
Dr.
yeah,
Dr. Surjit,
thank you. Sir, that's one concern. Yeah, it's a,
okay,
yeah, it's related to remaining useful life. That's regarding to vehicle safety. Even some people are so expert they will see the vehicle and so as a AI perspectives, we have lot of models. We can calculate vehicle. Sorry, sir. Means regarding remaining useful life, I get some data sets on the Kaggle and OpenBase. Just I want to know how AI can better do in this case because data set is not easily available from the any automobiles. There are some open source. Maybe we will feel they are correct or not. I want to know your view how AI more better work in case of this vehicle degradation and remaining useful life.
I think AI in terms of you're talking about primary research basically. Lot
Yeah,
of
yeah.
other data available. You can do a lot of meta analysis. But primary research is something which I think AI can only help in improving the efficiency. And when you're managing a scale of primary data research, then AI can help you only to give you faster analysis and insights to really make sense out of it. But primary research effort, I think that I'm not sure if AI can really replace that primary research.
Can I add?
Sure.
Right. I think, for example, say we want to do a study and we want to analyze the driver behavior with reference to the maintenance and life of the car. Right. Right. So I think this
I think
already
you're
doing.
talking about the prognostics of the vehicle health.
No, sir. Like some components, like remaining life.
Let's just say life of engine.
Some, for example, tires.
Yeah.
Some expert person can find out that tires will work for maximum 6 months. After that, it will be very risky. So, with the in case of AI computer visions, we have images. Then system can predict out that will be goes in that stage. So, I want to know as a automobiles expert person how these results are related and how AI can.
I think in this a lot of learning data would be required.
Okay.
You would whatever model you see, because solving a problem on the paper and actually working, the main difference is that there are conjugate loads due to a variety of use cases, a variety of conditions: temperature, pressure, friction, abrasion, corrosion, different type of liquid, solid, and what the material is exposed to. So based on that, there has to be a streamlining of the trend, and that cannot happen until unless whatever model you make, it learns. So for that, the used car data or the use whatever end of life data, a huge amount of parameterization has to be done. That has to be fed into the model. Then only I think a good predictive curve is possible. And for example, then we can work out probably that which parameter is key from that trend, not trend, I would say, from that model, we will be able to predict that what would be the best trade-off between two parameters to give a higher life, and I can compare one to one. I think this was your question.
Thank you, sir.
One of our students actually has
Replacement frequency is
device
optimized based on their work.
Gather all data from your car.
Developing AI model, of course, is one
How
area.
it communicates with the CAN
From AI people, I've got 4 of them sitting in front of me. Dr. Srivastava or Dr. Dheeraj Singh.
Sir, actually, what I am thinking while we are discussing about all the areas, we have two aspects while we are creating the slides and discussions. Data to decision. That is the main purpose of AI. right, sir? And while we are talking about the smart mobility, so GIS has a major role, decision support system. So this is a gray area, and I think government is spending a lot of money in geospatial applications. So that may be real time, because now we have a very good number of satellites that is going to give you data in near real time also. So that can be integrated if Maruti think that is required, whatever air and everything near time. And also obviously there are lots of apps are available that is going to give you the direction, but again, how the climate will behave, how the road will behave, so real time you will get the information through a dashboard. So it is a gray area, and we have the expertise, we have addressed a lot of problems that is related to the decision support system. We have developed the app for the northern western commands for the avalanche prediction, troops movement, so mobility based. So these things I can we can discuss and brainstorm how effectively, because this is a very cheap way, and open source is also available. So CDEC is and CDEC is also working on the quantum QGIS we are going to now introduce in this one. So that is a biggest gray area, which I feel is required for this.
I am conducting the National Source Apportionment Study, and I am part of that group who is doing along with government. So one idea that as Maruti we were discussing is that in a particular district, integrating the weather information, the information about live emissions, pollutants like particulate emissions through the weather station like the one you have in your campus. So in a particular district, the congestion happening, live source apportionment of all the relevant industries, whether it is power, whether it is industrial application, whether it is transport, within transport, whether it is four-wheeler, two-wheeler, three-wheeler trucks. If we can have this live monitoring and integrated decision system, that if there is a congestion happen and it has led to pollution, then maybe the entry of vehicles into that district needs to be regulated. So a command center needs to send that information out to the toll naka that please regulate the input to this district because the pollution levels are high, congestion is happening or is expected to happen in next 2 hours. So this kind of management, the integrated management, maybe a model approach, a model of a district or a small city could be a very good way to implement, execute with all AI, weather information, your satellite imaging, congestion information, source apportionment, actually working and demonstrable to the government that this is possible to control with this. And one of the European counties, I think, somewhere, I think in Belgium, has done it. They did it, done certain funds. That fund got exhausted and they stopped. But there are examples available where all these sciences come together and make an impact for a national issue which is there, the air quality.
So within that pipelines, I think Dr. Paresh has not shared something because the slides were too large. So we have actually the plan to deploy some of the sensor network, and we will downscale the satellite data, because satellite will provide you coarse resolution. If it is high resolution, obviously the cost will be large. So we have a coarse resolution data, or we are going to downscale the data at a ground resolution that maybe it is a 10 meter or 5 meter based upon the
My idea was that this measurement analysis should be stretched to a decision system.
Yes, exactly.
For a purpose like a city or a district grappling with congestion and pollution.
Yes.
Can we take a case study, for example, for
Yes,
Gurugram,
yeah.
or maybe the Gurugram Road, where Maruti company is there.
Yeah.
We know that a lot of
Any
congestion is
small
there on
section
that road.
we can mark
So
and
we can take a section of the transport area and look at how AI monitoring based predictive system plus decision making can help actually reduce
suppose
congestion.
in that modeling, if it comes out, or suppose it comes out that maybe a lot of diesel vehicles, a lot of gasoline vehicles are consuming energy. So the usage of energy can also be moderated through a command center. At least regulate the use.
That's a good idea. But my problem here in India is how to segregate the traffic, because motorcycle, bicycle, three-wheeler, four-wheeler, commercial vehicle, truck, as well as, of course, buses of all kind, including electric vehicles, they are all going on the same route. So I think we have to think in terms of smart city in tomorrow. should not allow all this to happen. And we need smart mobility and smart city design must go together in that respect. And AI models to help ensure that no congestion, but at the same time, no emissions also could be possible. But this is really a predictive model based on AI is very important. Yeah. Anything else quickly from Dr. Singla or Mohit Srivastava or Dr. Harinder Singh? All three of you are very brilliant, I know. But come
Yes,
up
sir.
with what you want to do with Maruti.
Actually, I had one idea to discuss with Mr. Harvinder about energy storage through the work on managing the energy through quantum computing and also through the work in nano technology that you're doing, how to store energy at that level which is reusable. So I think a lot of battery energy storage discussion is ongoing in India, and we don't have anything. We don't have a single mineral to produce our own battery energy storage in India. We are hugely going to be dependent on imports, maybe some part on recycling, but this is going to be a big gap. We are attracting a lot of investment in this, but we don't have anything of our own. But these things can, I think, make it possible.
Sir, sodium ion batteries, like how do you see it going? Like that is probably the next thing that is, IIT Kanpur is working on it. So sodium ion batteries, do you have, is Maruti
I
doing
think
anything
not
on?
only sodium ion, there are 12 technologies that the industry is working on.
Mhm.
12, because we know that we can't live with something
One
which
technology, yeah.
is mineral. We are going to shift from crude oil importer to a mineral importer. Does it make sense? It doesn't make sense. So we have to work on this and very fast.
It's only a transition solution. It's not a permanent solution. We have to go towards a car which will be battery-less car.
No, like we have the Toyota Mirai, and we have hydrogen solutions.
Center, I
But
think
then-
you must be aware the accelerator center that we have in Vasant Kunj. It's a nuclear research university for Government of India. So we had it is IUAC it's called now.
IUSC,
We had a discussion with them that why not have nuclear batteries? Portable nuclear batteries put and plug in and do
Like the
whatever you-
submarines are there, the Russia has all these nuclear submarines. Yeah.
I think BARC is working on some not uranium, but I think some thorium science for nuclear reactors.
Yeah. So we have a lot of thorium in India.
Even the waste from whatever we are doing can be harnessed. I mean, it's going to be
Yeah.
significant.
So
if
we have the
convert to
supercritical CO2 technology. Like even the spent uranium has 6% of enriched uranium, right? So Ariba has this plant. We worked on that. I was in US in Washington. We worked on this. So we were harnessing the U-235 from there. That is there.
This kind of things
Yeah.
need some national mission or a national
Yeah.
policy. It's work
Yeah.
because this is something we will have as a recycled, locally available thing rather than going to China, Chile, Argentina here and
Yeah.
there and getting material.
Thorium is the good source because we have Jaduguda mines has so much thorium, and probably that is the next thing for India.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The same thing I was saying. These things are already being worked upon. We have to go together beyond this. That what else can be done at a 40 or 45-year horizon.
Well, as well as physics. Think about nuclear batteries or sodium batteries of tomorrow or battery-less cars also. So that you are in a position to have roads where no battery is required. Keep driving it's like driving your railway is going 100% electric, for example.
I think that technology is there, sir.
Why not
Roads,
all the vehicles electric
yeah.
also without battery? Dr. Sinha, you had something to add? Yeah.
Yes, sir. So, sir, I was just thinking of we can use AI for predicting the most efficient way of accelerating and braking. Because I am a EV user, and for me, there is a sudden dip in the charging while accelerating also and while braking also. That happens with petrol engine also, but in EV, we are continuously looking into the charging because there is no availability of charging station on my route. So, if we have data for that, we can train a model which can predict the most efficient way of this braking and accelerating based upon the road condition. So, can we have those sort of data from your side?
Data from our side for the road condition, the driving patterns.
your accelerating and braking system that you are using in your vehicle.
Yeah, but that, I think data is available, but what is finally the impact that you want?
One level of
Energy saving as such, because we aim for reducing the consumption of this battery during our travel time.
Okay.
Till the time the charging stations are not available in this, like in our vicinity.
that is actually a very I would say a good thought, that we have to drive in a way wherein the energy consumption itself goes down, or rather the recapturation of energy is better. But things like braking are very critical, dynamic, and when you're on the road, the first priority is safety. And these maneuvers cannot be recommended and are largely dependent on what we call threat ahead, right? So the other way to look at it is that the way you accelerate can be something that can be really looked into, and there are different modes and indicators that are available already on the dashboard, which tell you that whether you are in economy zone or whether you're in aggressive zone, and what kind of energy consumption you are doing already. But
These options are not available on low end vehicles. They are
okay.
And sir, can we integrate it with the overall system so that it will recommend the traffic speed so that there is no congestion ahead?
We are not asking for solutions.
Like, so you drive at 20, otherwise everybody is driving at 60 and then they stop. So rather than that, you drive at 20 for a certain amount of time so that there is smooth flow of traffic. And so if this individual vehicle, statistics is, combined with the entire system, that can be developed based on AI.
Dr. Das, because time is very limited, I know. We are flagging, in fact, the areas of common interest. And of course, energy storage, one area, decision support system is another area. Mapping, of course, the drive cycle and creating data and to understand how best we can go around there. But Dr. Srivastava, I've got 2 more minutes to spend because my distinguished visitors are also feeling hungry. So I'll have to wind up this great story.
Yeah, sure, sir. Sure.
Dr. Srivastava.
Yeah, sure, sir. As we know that data is available right now, that most of the satellite data is available, and we are focusing in every area, but we have to focus that safety, passenger safety also, basically for women and females. So when they are traveling in basically night time, then we found that number of tragedies are there. So can we involve that AI that is if that vehicle is passing for one location and moving to another location, in between we can put something so that we can find out that vehicle is passing at it is that diverted from the its road. So in that case we can implement that AI for finding is that one, so that we can send a message, we can involve these things, make a cloud and send the message to that relatives and so on.
So any deviation from predefined route can be automatically managed for safety.
Yeah, like that one, that Uber, that all this they are predefined you, and we know that the travel time is this much. So whenever they were diverting from their route, then at that time if the travel time is it's somehow more than the expectation, then it's when that exactly send the message from the relatives, etc. So for that one we can include AI.
Or sir, some prohibited, like this Noida incident, this guy drove into a pool, right? So if, there is a system on your car that, that will alert you or will stop the car once you're going there. So, that sort of a system can be developed. A hazard warning, and
tomorrow's car will talk to each other as much as we are talking to ourselves. And they would
talking about car talking to the pool.
Yeah.
Something in the pool that will tell the car not to go there, or that will prevent the car from going there.
The cars will talk to each other and they will say that my driver is reckless. I'm taking care of him. Please don't worry. I will ask him to not to drive.
No, actually, the Tesla self-driving car has this technology. You can just drink coffee and the car will drive itself. So that technology is there. It's just implemented.
Praveen Singla, you have anything to quickly add before we wind up?
Sir, my question is totally different. Means I just want to know that what are the various services that the Maruti India provided to the startups, student startups. Yeah.
Maruti has a
Yeah.
system called Mail Step or Mail Step. It's called. So there is a system called Step, wherein annually there is an event where Maruti invites applications from innovative startups in different fields related to mobility only. But it can be societal assessment, it could be future, it could be AI, it could be many things. Charging infra, anything related to now and future mobility. There is a ecosystem which invites startups. They come, they present, and then Maruti has joint ventures or invested in them to scale them up. Okay.
Can we have a problem statement from few problem statements
From Maruti.
Maruti.
So like I said, the problem statement, we have problem statement of maybe 10-15 years from now.
Of course.
So one of the problem statement is what I was emphasizing is that forecasting why and how much energy at what price will be available in the future. It is very important now in industry and transport context. Today, if I have to start, or say 15 years from now, if I have to start a technology development which will take shape further 5-7 years down the line, what should I take up? Where should I put my money and resources, which are finite, to know that yes, this will become feasible. This will become feasible because of X, Y, Z reason, and this will be used because of certain scenarios in the society. So the match of technology, pricing, and society is there to work for. So that imagination, that modeling of that future energy, society, and mobility is important, which we in our limited capacity are not able to do that. You have a lot of young minds. You have a
That's
lot of
why
experience.
that was my intention, because we have a large number of PhD students.
We have a lot of young mind, but we also have artificial
Better
intelligence.
if we will have a research problem and those students will work on those research area. That will make our thesis also more impactful.
Forecasting models for technology development, very important area. And don't think alone. Think with your bright students and scholars, and also think with artificial intelligence model that you already have for thinking, so that our thinking could really go beyond our limits of the mind that we have today. And that only we can think in terms of path-breaking solutions, which could be cost-effective, which could be adaptable, which could industry would be happy to use. Dr. Pathania, quickly contribute to air quality improvement, emission improvement from in the automotive industry. You filed a patent, I know. Just quickly बताइए. Which one you made? By chance I had to tell everybody which one you might.
Sorry, sir. Sir, it is a device I have made that will take the heat from the engine side, and that is heat engine hot and pollutant air. That will be treated with the water, and after that it will be released to the atmosphere. So water will dissolve all types of pollutants as well as different types of gases it can absorb, and it will be released to the atmosphere. So obviously it will clean the air. In that case,
was this a part of the Delhi
Yes.
pollution control?
Let me make it simple. What Dr. Pathania is saying, that can car be acting as a proactively to clean the air around it? For example, pollution is coming to me. I'm an engine of the car which I'm driving.
Yes.
So this fellow says that a lot of pollution is coming from ahead. Why not I have a device built in my own car that takes the pollution from outside air and makes it clean and gives it to atmosphere? That's what Dr. Pathania's patent is all about.
Was it part of the applications for the Delhi pollution
no.
control
It
ideas?
is. I have made a patent this, but right now it is not implemented anywhere.
Some similar idea.
Where do you put this device in the exhaust system?
No. It will be put in the engine side.
Intake
Inside.
air.
Very near to the engine. That is the
Which stream it will clean? When the air is coming to engine, it will clean.
Yeah, hot air will be there surrounding the engine. That air will be the inlet.
So whatever in all these ideas of capturing the incoming pollution and sending out the clean air. But the problem with these is like the retrofit items about filters, about many. I saw many ideas when I was assessing the Delhi pollution control. I was part of the committee to assess many pollution control ideas, innovative ideas. when you collect something, you have done that part. But where are you going to dispose of that collected item?
Sir,
That particles.
that will be collected in the water only, and after when you go to the servicing, you can clean that water.
How? That water will be then drained somewhere?
Yeah,
So again, the pollution is going somewhere.
yeah,
So
that is the
not
problem.
the solution.
we can inbuilt in fact a filter which will capture the best of the carbon, and you go and sell the pure carbon at a very high cost. The carbon
Because
is in
filter,
great
the issue
demand.
of the filter idea was that the filter will collect.
Yes.
It will clean at that moment when you want. But then suddenly the user says, "Ab ye filter hai."
Actually, carbon capturing in many form is already being done.
So
Yes.
it doesn't solve the problem.
But Hania ji, go a step further. Capture the carbon, collect pure carbon.
या उसको प्रेशर में डालकर डायमंड बना दें.
And then sell it.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Anybody else? Because we need to wind up now. I think we have picked up a lot of ideas. You want to say something once again?
Thank you very much, sir. Actually, Nissan sir told us that there is a need of hydrogen cylinders, right? So, because of nowadays technologies are going to be changed, and or emerging technologies are coming. So, in this regard, actually, I just want to say that along with me, Honorable Vice Chancellor, sir, one particular PhD student did a PhD regarding the nanostructure tubes. So this particular tube is being also used or converted into the shape of cylinders, hydrogen cylinders. And we know about the hydrogen cylinders, there are 4 categories of cylinders are there. One is totally composite, second one is in between.
Ultimate is type 4.
Yes, so 4 types.
Yeah.
So this particular, if we want to make aluminum multi-layered nanostructure cylinder, then it will carry the hydrogen up to the category of 4, means maximum hydrogen.
Okay, yeah, 100%.
So this is very much aligned with your actually demand. And we here what we kept basically.
In India, we can do.
No, we in this university develops the nanostructure, multi-layered nanostructure tube. So I think this may be very promising field, and we can align with this particular
type of cylinder.
Yeah.
So this is nanostructure tube, which would be converted into the cylinder.
So lightweighting is one of the again like somebody also pointed ना कि एक आदमी के लिए क्यों मतलब 1000-1100 किलो का लोहा ढो रहे होता है ना. So lightweighting is another way to go about reducing the energy consumption of mobility.
Definitely.
And definitely people are working between the trade-off of strength requirement and this weight, right? So, but I think what you are suggesting is that already that is possible with the technology.
Through alternate means.
Alternate means, and then the next thing would be seeing the scalability,
Scalability, right?
Scalability of that
Because
for a
we can-
commercial viability.
Because we conduct this particular experiment for the tubes, and for aerospace point of view. Actually, we have reduced its weight very
So
drastically.
they must already be 700-900 bars.
Yes,
tested,
yes.
for
This
that
is up to
application.
the category of 4, and the weight is as received by the aluminum sheet. Means aluminum weight is equals to this much.
I suggest that Dr. Sanjeev Sharma, you interact with Mr. Parmar during the lunch time or thereafter. We want to understand how best we can utilize some of the patents which we have filed, in fact, in the area of nanostructured material, in the area of cleaning the air while you are driving. People say you are polluting, you say I am also cleaning. Somebody else will clean my air, I'm cleaning somebody's air who is in front of me. I mean, those kind of solutions. So long as you don't dump your carbon directly into the water and throw that water away, you can go further and even build, in fact, devices on that. Dr. Paras Chawla, since you started the collaboration, what are the 3 major areas in which you would like to work with Maruti? Say it again.
So one area that is related to that air quality, which is specifically for that not only that monitoring system that we are generating, mitigating that air quality. Another one area that is non-zero, zero carbon utilization area that we are thinking of, and third area is that future mobility. So at the same time, some of that points, key points that Mr. Uh, as Saran has mentioned, that related to that, not only that carbon, costing of that carbon that we are working on that one, how we can affordably use that carbon. So that key takeaway that we are taking from that. For the next meeting with that Mr. Tarun, for that engineer.
So,
Coming up from Mr. Asif,
Just an addition to sir, what you just mentioned, that the one of the feedbacks was that the model, how, what, again, you very well drilled down into the problem statement, identified the areas to work upon, suggested the solution. But how that will impact the future is something that you have to reflect. Like the way our leadership, likes to talk, what we should was that 40, 50, 70. These are the trends, right? And with this will happen. Without this was happening.
Sure, sir, sure.
That. So
And-
that kind of visibility has to be.
Yes, yes, sir. Another point that I forget about that thing that Mr. Saran have mentioned related to that societal impact, that SGD that we have connected with that. So we will take on that point in the future.
the message is loud and clear that both Maruti Suzuki as well as Amity University is desirous to walk several miles further on the pathways of green mobility, which should be suitable for a country like India, and also it should be suitable for the tomorrow's smart city and smart mobility solutions that we want to offer for our country. Areas, of course, of common interest could be pollution monitoring and analysis and predictive models based on artificial intelligence, fuel efficiency improvement coming from a variety of interventions, including new energy resources and so on, and of course, emission control coming from innovative models. We would like to certainly raise these issues, these points at the moment, but let the discussion continue. Anything else, Dr. Madhukar, you want to add further before we break for lunch?
Yeah, I think I see a lot of synergy, right? As I mentioned in the beginning, also, it is not only related to tech, but it is also related to other aspects, because the social sciences is also important, and what we have talked about, the behavioral changes. That's why I just have shared the thesis which has been done on automobile sector from the business school, and the different aspect has been covered. For example, you have talked about affordability and scalability, which is very important, right? So we had conducted a study to find out what is the customer perception with reference to the adoption of electric vehicle, right? Although the technology is here, it is ready to use, car are there, but still there is social stigma with reference to buying of electric vehicle. Maybe there may be myths also, there may be reality also, right? But ultimately it goes on the affordability aspect, because although your running cost is low, but of course your maintenance cost suddenly go high once you have a particular year passed on and you need to replace the battery. So I'm sure that more and more area will emerge, and we have also got a hint from you also, like what are the expectations of the management, and probably I'm sure that the team will work in that direction next time when we'll have a meeting, and we are going to give surely good surprises to you, right? Thank you for that. Thank you so much.
I also say that we felt so happy to have two highly knowledgeable, excited, and enthusiastic contributors to India's green and smart mobility coming from Maruti Suzuki, Mr. Nishant Sarnaji, and also Mr. Ashish Parwar. Such a great pleasure really speaking to interact with you. The interaction will continue, of course, at the lunch time and thereafter before we finally wind up today's meeting of mind of the industry and academia. We are with you to provide to India zero emission vehicles as early as possible. We also want to support you in your quest for multimodal solutions and multi-fuel solutions for the green mobility of tomorrow. But we want to also ensure that smartness, intelligence, and sustainability go together so that we are in a position to utilize the best of the advancement that the nation is desirous to make on artificial intelligence and machine learning and quantum computing tomorrow, to understand India's dynamics and also offer solutions that will create India of our dream. I want to see zero fatal accidents on the roads of Delhi. And I want to see green mobility becoming a reality much earlier than perhaps otherwise would be thought of. I also want to ensure that as far as possible, no battery solution should also be our consideration, whereby we are in a position to run a car without engine and without battery. The cost of the car will come down, I hope. Because you would have no engine and no battery, bulk of the cart goes, you would only require the steering and of course the frame and the motors mounted directly onto the wheels. So long as we can achieve to that kind of mind. But ultimately, I also want to think in terms of disappearing from here and appearing somewhere, even without taking a car. I mean, that means translating the entire material into energy and reconstructing material back from the energy. That's the highest, but that may take 100 years maybe. But what is achievable by 2047, I'm pretty sure actually the net zero emission for a country like India and mobility, which is currently being blamed to be a contributor to emission, tomorrow would become, of course, one of the major contributor to India's net zero emission trajectory. This is what the thought we have. Thank you so much indeed for giving us this pleasure for having you both here at our university. I'm sure the founding fathers of Amity would be very happy to see the meeting of mind of the two great institutions, Maruti Suzuki there and Amity here, looking at the futuristic solutions that can emerge from cooperation, collaboration, and working together of the two sides. Thank you so much indeed. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you for those insightful reflections. I now request Major General Professor Dr. S.C. Jain, Head of ECE Department, to kindly deliver a formal vote of thanks.
Yeah, before Major General Dr. Jain propose a vote of thanks, just request to Mr. Nishant final concluding remarks and how we can take it this further, sir.
I think the concluding remarks rest with the Major General. I will not conclude. I will only request.
Yeah. So how we can take it further? That final remarks.
I think there are many items which I indicated that we can work on together, especially regarding air quality and also regarding especially the energy part of it. So in those two aspects, I clearly see some actions that we can decide once Mr. Tarun is there finally for the induction. And other is like Professor Madhukar said that we will have a lot of surprises when we come next time. So the horizon has to be stretched far. So that is what I think will trigger lot of projects once Mr. Tarun is here.
Well, for example, just to add, apart from the like we were discussing, the showing clearly the impact in a more or less quantified way. Of course, indicating the principles how it will be beneficial for the society and nation as it is. Some key technologies which we touched upon may be demonstrated in terms of one simple slide, which will give a very vivid and sense of tangibility to the whole session. For example, something innovative from the, like you were suggesting, the nanotubes, something from the alternate battery storage.
Sodium-ion batteries.
Yeah. What to do, showing quantifying from this much kg to this much, from this much ampere to this much, in terms of strength, weight, right? So that kind of things that which will advertise themselves when we quantify them, just to giving the flavor of tangibility to this whole construct which will span over for, I think, 40-50 years what we are talking about. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Over to you, Major.
Good afternoon, everyone. Respected Nishant Sarna ji, Shri Ashish Parmar ji, Honorable Vice Chancellor, AUH, Dr. P.B. Sharma, Honorable Pro-Vice Chancellor, Dr. Vikas Madhukar, and the other revered members of AUH. Coming together of great institution, Maruti Suzuki India Limited and Amity Group and taking the first step of interacting with each other is a historic, iconic, and a memorable moment for all of us. Such interactions and the synergy of neat organization will be churning out industry-ready soldiers and the graduates. Now these techno soldiers will be helpful in nation building and taking India to a higher technological level comparable to the best in the world. They will strike faster, further, and harder in the technological spheres. The interactive meeting of today is just the beginning, and we look forward for lasting association with Maruti Suzuki India Limited. Our sincere and profound gratitude and thanks to our most respected founder president, Sir, Dr. Ashok K. Chauhan ji, and AUS Chancellor Dr. Asim Chauhan ji. It is because of their vision, cerebral and thought leadership this event has been organized. A profound thanks to respected Nishan ji and Ashish ji for working together, and the AUS team, of course, for working together, strategizing, and laying down the blueprint for way forward. Our sincere thanks and gratitude to हमारे श्रद्धेय कुलपति महोदय, उपकुलपति महोदय, for their valuable guidance, encouragement, and all our endeavors for nurturing an excellent environment over here, which is very conducive for research, innovation, and imparting higher education. Once again, I thank the team of India Suzuki and the team from AUH for taking this first step and marching ahead. Thanks to Dr. Paras Chawla, Dr. Shweta Sinha, hospitality team, IT, and all those present over here, and all those who had been working relentlessly for this particular event. Thank you all once again. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. Yeah. So I once again propose a word of thanks for that our respected honorable founder, sir, who is present here online throughout that session. So thank you very much, sir, from behalf of Amity University Haryana, that your presence is encourage us to do better in that area. And we are very much optimistic to take this particular association with Maruti Suzuki forward, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much, sir.
Request for a group photograph.